Ohayo is hello also.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
But I've been stealing time, thinking if I try, everything would turn out right. We're caught up in the climb, love was far behind. Someone's gotta stop this madness. When all this seems like it's okay, and all we feel is dead stick, we're on replay. And all these dreams where life's made are leaving out the people that we love. So slow down, we need to slow
Welcome back guys. This is the Mothership Live Polling Day Show. I'm Singqi.
I'm Drew.
I'm Tanya. Oh no.
Oh no,
Sorry.
Who wants to go first?
Too keen.
I guess Tanya can go first.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Zhang Xing.
Yes.
How's everyone doing?
Are you all still alive? I think so.
It's
Give us a thumbs up if you're
1
alive.
Yeah.
a.m.
You want to see me do push-up also? I can do for you. Please
Yes,
comment,
Terrace
I will
House.
do it.
Yes, who
Is that a
watches
promise?
Terrace House?
Wait, my producer is saying that we need to go to Potong Pasir now. Live.
At St. Andrew's Hall, which is under the Potong Pasir SMC. So Potong Pasir SMC is contested by PAP's Sito Yipin and SPP's Jose Raymond. So we saw Jose Raymond a while ago, and I think he's gonna go into the the counting center. Yeah, so actually St. Andrews is the counting center for this constituency. So I guess we will catch up later because it's pretty quiet now. There's nothing much here.
Guys, I have just now during the toilet break, right? I have this epiphany. I think, right, DPM Heng, right, might have, kind of rescued PAP East Coast team. What do you all think?
Maybe let us can you recall what is the sample count for East Coast? I a bit forget.
I also a bit forget, but it's very
Okay.
close. I would like to think that it's 52 or 53%.
50 what?
For East Coast,
In the meanwhile,
54%.
54%.
says that Singqi is finally not sleeping.
I'm not sleeping. If you want to sleep with me, no, I'm not available. But
Okay.
yes, I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, so
Let's talk
actually,
about
East Coast.
yeah, East Coast PAP 54%, Workers' Party 46%.
Yeah, that's actually very close also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
And-
bit closer than we
Yes, closer.
might have expected.
So, I mean, if it wasn't DPM Heng being deployed there in the last minute, I'm not sure, Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you all think?
And for me, I was on the ground quite a bit to follow DPM Heng, and I think that he's really quite hardworking over the past 9 days of campaigning. There was this time that I actually followed him at Bedok 208 Market. Very nice food there. But then when I was eating my tau hui and I thought I can pang gang, after finish my tau hui, right, he's still around. So and that was already 10 p.m. So I guess he didn't take this or these battles too lightly and really did his best to try to convince voters that he has a good East Coast plan.
Right. East Coast plan. Okay, I'm gonna let you finish later, but we need to go to the studio for our experts analysis. Oh no, we are not. Let's talk more about East Coast. Oh, okay. I hear something in my ear. East Coast is calling me. Let's go down now.
The
See you.
waves.
So the sample count for East Coast GRC stands at 54% with PAP and 46% with Workers' Party. So we're gonna talk to some of the people here to find out what they think about it, and we'll get back to you later.
What's good in the hood is do what?
We are told to do the what's good in the hood. I don't want to draw things, since it's East Coast, right? Let's talk about East Coast then.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
East Coast. What's good to eat at East Coast now? 85 now.
Block 85 got bak chor mee.
Yes. What's on me? Before I go to the What's Good in the Hood, people are telling me that you'll vote for me and our what?
Hashtag vote for Botak.
Hashtag vote for Bota.
Yeah.
Thank you. Obviously, I have to shine, but not as shiny as SM Taman.
Yeah.
Because she is still senior minister. I am just not even an MP, okay? But thank you for paying attention to me. I enjoy that very much. I love the attention. Let's go back to makan plans, right? It is 1:20 a.m. now, and I think we're all very hungry. I finished a few pizzas on my own. Are you guys hungry now?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
quite hungry.
Look, this is our GE plan. They can't see it, but the pizza is here. It's half-eaten. But yeah, thank you for showing us that half-eaten pizza. Yeah, East Coast. Any fun fact about East Coast, guys?
Got East Coast Park.
How is that a fun fact, Rachel?
Let me tell you a real fun fact. So,
Right.
Pulau Ubin is actually part of East Coast GRC.
Ooh,
I don't
yeah.
know if, I didn't know that until very recently.
Right. I think there are only how many eligible voters there? I think 30 or 40?
38.
38? Wow.
There you go.
38
There you go.
voters.
I think we spoke to some of them.
Yeah,
Right there, right? Yeah.
So we heard, right, they need to take a bumble out. It's $36 one way and $36. So it's $72 to and fro.
Wow, just to vote, 70
Just to vote. So
There you
I
go.
guess this is democracy. I think this is all civic engagement that they're trying to do. I think we really enjoyed it. So please vote for me. I'm sorry. Why is it voting for me now? I will run.
See, that's why we went. We did the video in Pulau Ubin.
Yeah.
To canvas vote
I have the
for
canvas.
yourself.
Yeah. I have to
Lay the groundwork.
sweeten the ground.
Actually, why do you think people keep asking you to run for election?
I don't know why. Please, guys, why you keep asking me?
There's
Ask
a-
me how I.
There's a top fan asking you why are you not wearing white.
Oh.
Why should
Underwear white.
I mean,
Is it
on
the-
that question,
It's
if
too
you
much
were to start
info,
your
too
own
much
party,
info.
what colors would your party colors be?
Black. I don't know. I just like black. Quite cool.
And what would your symbol be?
Symbol. I guess pillow. Then you can sleep like last night. You're like watching me sleep last
Quite
night.
salty about the last night one.
I don't know. People talking about last night. Huh? People like watching. Walao, I don't know, man. I've been putting so much effort doing the script, right? Then last night I sleep. 10 minutes. It's a top view, you know. So I I just don't know what's happening now. Yeah. I'm sorry to drag all the East Coast attention away, then put it on me. So what's at East Coast now?
What else is good to eat at East Coast?
Sorry, West Side, I don't know.
East Coast, I think Bedok 85. Actually, Bedok has quite a lot. Oh, actually, I think Changi V is it? It's also part of East Coast. Changi Village. Yeah. I mean, if Ubin is part of East Coast, then Changi V is definitely part of East Coast. Changi V has very nice nasi lemak. Sorry. Yeah.
Hey, Changi Village has really good what's that called? Nasi Padang.
I don't know. There's a lot.
Changi
of
V has very good nasi
There
lemak.
you
Yes.
have nasi padang.
Okay, any recommendations, guys? Like
Yeah.
for you can drop in the comment section. What should we eat in East Coast?
I
what
think
is the
there's
East Coast
a
makan plan?
returning officer announcing the
Oh.
official results. We are trying to bring you the feed. Yes, so please see whether we can do anything about it.
Yeah, please stay with us.
Yeah.
Do we know the results?
Looks like I lag or something, but no, I'm just like pausing. Because I
Okay,
don't know
so
what's
there's a
happening
results out for I think Bukit Panjang.
now. Alright, take it
Okay.
away, Zhang Xing.
Yeah, so for Bukit Panjang, I feel like I'm a returning officer, but okay, so if those that are not watching the TV, you can hear me out. So
Right.
PAP's Liang Eng Hua has 18K and 70 votes. That's 53.74%.
Right.
This is versus Paul Tamaya from SDP with 46.26%. That's 15K and 556 votes.
Yeah.
So PAP has won this constituency.
So that's the final count,
That's the
right?
final
Yeah, so
count.
this is
that
the
is
final
confirmed.
results.
Yeah.
So
that
what
was
was the
quite
sample
close
count?
to the sample count.
The
I
sample
think.
count was PAP 56, SDP 44.
Oh wow.
Yep.
So there could be some swing. There's still some leeway to play with.
The margin.
So if the margin is quite close. If you look at West Coast is 52 and 48, which PAP is leading. So with these latest results, right, it goes to show that there are still some way for maybe the PSP team to overtake PAP even. Yeah.
Especially for West Coast, right?
Yeah. Or even PAP could pull further away, we don't know. But this is the margin that we are looking at right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a Daniel Low. Thanks for sharing with us about this news. Although yeah, it's very long. It's out very long for you. What do you think? You can type and share with us what you think.
There's a Calvin Tay saying you all look like you're struggling to stay awake.
No, we are not.
We are not. We are just we are charging ourselves. We're charging.
We are recharging.
Yes. So please stay with us lah. I mean, we are not the most polished, but we try to be real. We try to give it to you as real as straight as possible. Yeah. So, wow, it's been quite a long day. Yeah, I think we started the stream. What time? I think 3 hours.
9:30.
Yeah, 9:30.
Yeah.
And now we are here, and I hope you guys are also awake lah. This is like, I think I heard people from the ground saying that, wow, it's almost like a World Cup final match, you know, especially in I think areas like Hougang and Aljunied. People are like a bit too boisterous. Yeah, so I'm not sure about the safe distancing there. I hope the officers have a safe time there also, managing the crowd. Yeah, but it's been, I guess it's like that. Like, it's almost like a mini World Cup of sorts. You know, every 5 years you have a big one. Yeah, so
And everyone just stay awake together.
everybody just stay awake. Yeah. It's almost a bit like a Chinese New Year thing also.
Yeah.
Just stay awake.
Yeah.
Don't know to do
The
what.
only time Singapore stays awake past
Yeah.
the whole of Singapore. It's not just
Correct,
like one
correct.
part. I
So-
think we've got a couple of people just joining in. Yeah, about 300 more people that just joined. So if you just joined, I think we are receiving the final count for Bukit Panjang SMC right now. Yeah, so we've just received it. PAP is at 53.74% and SDP is at 46.26%. And the sample count previously that was announced was 56% and 44%. So that's about a 3%, 2 to 3% difference in the sample count. Yeah.
So pretty, I would say still pretty accurate lah. But maybe there's still some leeway for people for the leading party to pull away, or even the rivals opposition to claw some back. But for now it is, I would say, quite close, quite accurate. Yeah. Any thoughts, guys, on today?
For the day, I think it has been a long day, quite a long day for every one of us here.
Yeah.
And also for you guys lah. Like, I don't know, how's your public holiday?
Yeah,
Do
how's
y'all
your public
sleep in,
holiday,
or
man?
like, do y'all actually went out with friends? I don't know, safe distancing still, right? And let's not forget about COVID, man.
Yeah, let's not forget about COVID-19.
Yeah, please
Today,
stay safe.
when I went to vote, right, I was quite early, and I went there quite early, and I saw a lot of families going. It's like an excursion, you know. Let's go vote, and then let's makan breakfast, let's makan lunch. Yeah, I think it's nice to see such scenes, but I think people still have to remember that it's still COVID-19 season. The pandemic is not over yet. I mean, we are at phase 2. We don't know when we're going to end phase 2 and start phase 3. Yeah, so we just got to be very careful and, you know, sanitize our hands.
Stay
Okay,
safe lah.
I got a question. How many times do you all sanitize your hands at the polling station?
What? 2 times for me.
I sanitize 3 times because I kiasu. I keep pressing.
But I brought my own sanitizer also.
Oh no,
Wow,
I sanitized
yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a comment by Christine To that said it's way past bedtime for Sing T based on his CB late night show.
Yeah lah, you guys doing it for you, no? Okay, a little bird in my ear is saying that someone is back in the studio. The 2 experts. Yes, please cut to them so I can sleep. Bye bye.
Hello everyone. So it's yes, way past bedtime. It's 1:30 a.m. now, and finally we have one confirmed result. So that's Bukit Panjang, right? SMC. PAP won. PAP Siang won with a vote share of 53.74. SDP 46.26.
Yeah, a bit different from the sample count. I think it's. I think your colleague was just saying it's just under 3% difference. But I think last time around the sample counts were maybe about 2 point
2.5,
something
2.6%.
off.
Yes.
Yeah. So if we're looking at that and there's a 3% margin, some of the other seats that we can talk about later may really go
Yes.
to the opposition side.
And
Yeah.
looking at history,
Okay.
it's a swing
Yeah.
against the PAP for Bukit Panjang at nearly 15%, so
Right.
minus 14.64%.
Yeah. We'll remember that in 2015, the PAP candidate there who held the seat was Teo Ho Pin, who sort of now retired. And he was up against an SDP candidate as well. But in this case now, we have the chairman of the party who has his own personal and professional profile, and he's been associated with the party for a while, but this is the first time he's standing as a candidate and standing on his own, and so I think there's been that strategy. As we started off the show, we said, SDP is now sort of fielded as two key leaders with the highest sort of profile in SMCs.
two SMCs.
Yeah, so it's quite a different tactic from, let's just say, having the key leaders helm a GRC team.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're trying to, kind of take little steps along the way to get out to Parliament. So, but in this case, Paul Tambaya has 46%, and not enough, but I think that we'll probably see more of him in the political scene. And I think when we talk about opposition politics here, very often we don't get a sense that the kind of opposition politicians are there right through the 5 years of a parliamentary term, but SDP as a party makes it a point to put out policy papers, and it's one of those parties that doesn't maybe feature the profile of the politicians that much, but as a party itself is a sort of ongoing concern.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think pay attention to what they say in their policy papers. Yeah.
Looking at results, it's still quite close, which means that there's still a possibility that Paul might be in the running for one of the
But
NCMP seats.
let's not put aside the possibility that Mr. Liang's going to work doubly hard as well to build up his profile among the voters, because he's someone who's new, who's just, as we said, shifted out from Holland Bukit Timah to Bukit Panjang, but we also noticed that during the hustings, there were members of the Holland Bukit Timah team stumping for him there as well. So he sort of borrowed their political capital. We've seen the newcomer Edward Chia going there and knocking on doors, helping Mr. Liang.
Yeah, Mr. Liang has been in politics for a while. I think he entered politics in 2006. So three terms. This will be his fourth term as an MP.
I think the Holland Bukit Timah team said that he would helm the town council, and so Holland Bukit Timah and Bukit Panjang will kind of form the town council together, and they'll have Mr. Liang helm it. Let's see if they proceed with those plans.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for viewers who just woken up, if they were sleeping in the past hour or so, maybe we could do a quick recap and round up in terms of the more hotly contested seats in terms of our sample count.
So we have Potong Pasir there.
So we have Potong Pasir there, and
Yeah.
Potong Pasir is actually not running that close. I think,
it's actually quite clear.
61%.
Sito Ipin has a clear lead there. So Jose Ramon, first time in Potong Pasir, probably will have to try again. Next up, we have McPherson with Tin Pei Ling, who has improved her showing there, I believe.
Yes, a very strong showing. That's her second time running as an SMC candidate.
Yes,
and she
was up
did really
against
well.
Goh Meng Sing, People's Power Party.
So one of the few SMCs that have actually improved on
That's right.
on their vote in terms of the sample count. So
Yeah.
from 65.5% in 2015, now it's 73%.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that was also a three-cornered fight the last time around. But I don't know. But certainly an improved mark for Ms. Tin.
Yes. And maybe some of the hotly contested seats that we can discuss. The Workers' Party contested seats.
Sure, of course. I mean, the only way to begin GE 2020 is to sort of say whether WP would hold on to Aljunied, which it won by a very thin margin in 2015. And by looking at the sample count, we see WP scoring 60%. So plus or minus 4, it's clear that WP will hold Aljunied.
It's if the sample count proves to be very accurate, then I think for this team led by Pritam Singh, I think has done even better than Lau Tia Kiang in 2011, I believe, because Lau Tia Kiang's team won by 50-something, 50.
Sure. I mean, and also, that sort of between 2011 and 2015, you saw them straining under the cloud of the questions about the fiscal management, financial management of the town council. During this term, the difficulties continued in the sense that there was an independent panel that was appointed by the town council to pursue a civil case against 5 WP politicians, which included Lau Tia Kiang, Sylvia Lim, and Pritam Singh. In the event, the High Court decided that Mr. Lau and Ms. Sylvia Lim were negligent of their fiduciary duties. But in spite of that, I think you see that that's not really affected support in Aljunied. I think counter to that, Mr. Pritam Singh and the team there have said that they've improved their management of the town council, so clearly they've learned the lessons along the way and tried to improve voters' trust in them.
Gillian, how big do you think the Pritam Singh's factor is? Because throughout the hustings, you see a lot of Pritam, I think, at doorstops. Usually for doorstops, he's the one fronting it.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the walkabouts in East Coast or Sengkang, usually it's Pritam. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's there. It's a new leadership team. He's also refreshed the Aljunied team. So it seems like it's not affected the party. In fact, it's sort of improved the performance there. And you see that, the performance in Hougang is sort of static, but the one in East Coast has improved somewhat,
So
but the breakthrough is really, if the sample count is anything to go by, is Sengkang. Again, it's sort of a fresh, young team, including one member, of course, Herting Ru, who's been brought back, but fielded in the new GRC. So Pritam, not a Chinese, leading an Aljunied team, which has other minorities, yet in what we think be a Chinese ground, that's not stopped the support for the Aljunied team from Workers' Party.
And it looks like it appears that the leadership transition or succession in Workers' Party has done quite well, because they now have the second generation team after Lau Tia Kiang in Parliament.
That's right, yeah.
And we have two more confirmed results,
Okay.
both SMC, Potong Pasir. We have PAP at 60.69% against SPP at 39%. This is quite close to the sample count. Sample count was 61%. The actual result is 60.69%.
Right. And there is a swing in support?
The swing is a minus 5.72
from
percent
Sito.
against PAP.
Sito Ipin, yeah. Of course, we know that in 2015, generally, the PAP sort of, across the board, sort of saw a swing of about 9.3% in support towards the PAP. So it's quite a high mark, and I think that also pulled up Potong Pasir. Here we see a shave off of about 5%. Yeah.
And
What's
on
next?
this,
Yeah.
the sample count seems to be very accurate,
Okay.
right? So it's just a 1% difference. Next is McPherson. So McPherson, led by Ting Pei Ling, won 71.74% against a PPP team and PPP candidate 28.26.
So that's an improvement in Ms. Tin's performance.
It's an improvement of 6.16%.
Right.
And in terms of the sample count, it's also quite close, quite accurate, a difference of less than 2%.
Right. So, well, there we go.
So just now we were speaking about Aljunied.
Yes.
If you are looking at the two very hotly contested GRC, they are also contested by the Workers' Party team in East Coast and Sengkang. From the sample count, it looks to be really close. Workers' Party is leading in Sengkang at 53%.
Yes.
For East Coast, it's PAP leading, led by DPM Heng Swee Keat at 54%.
Yeah. But we're seeing that the sample counts are a little bit off by sort of 3%. Yeah. So let's see what will come in terms of the actual results. So Sengkang
Minus 3%. So
might
we
be
are
very, very close.
very
yeah.
close. I'm still not sure.
Yeah, so remember that if the margin is anything, is 2% or less, then there's an automatic recount here. So it'll be quite late before we get a sort of final tally on Sengkang that's confirmed by the returning officer. Yeah.
And if you are looking at the two best performing PSP contested seats, we have West Coast GRC. It's also running a very tight contest there.
Yeah.
PAP at 52%, PSP at 48%, according to sample count. And Marymount SMC, where PAP is leading at 54% and PSP at 46%.
Sure. So the team in West Coast, or at least that contest there, is a bit too close to call at the moment. So it's just a margin of 2% as well. And remember, the PSP is a new party helmed by Dr. Tanjong Pagar, who's returning to his own old stomping ground. He used to be MP for 26 years in Ayer Rajah, but he's sort of retired. But we'll remember him as a candidate for the presidency. He's sort of come back and he said that he'd campaign for transparency, accountability, and independence of state institutions. He drew on sort of the informal support of Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, the brother of current Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong.
Yes, he's now a member of PSP. He joined PSP 3 months ago. And the other contest that's running quite tight for PSP, of course, at Marymount, the PSP candidate there is also someone who is quite well known, Dr. An Yong Guan.
Yeah, Dr. An Yong Guan, who used to be with the Singapore Democratic Party. Last time he was a candidate in the election was 2011, and he was contesting in Holland, Bukit Timah. Yeah, psychiatrist by profession, but I think a newcomer to that region. And in the same way, the PAP candidate is a newcomer to that region, Ms. Gan Xiao Huang. So two newcomers to that region. I'm sure it wasn't so easy for the voters to decide between them, but we can see that, again, it's too close to call because there's only a 4% margin between them, and that, again, with the sample count, is exactly the margin of error that we have to cope with. Yeah.
Right, so we have recap, I think, the tightly contested seats so far. Quite a few GRCs and SMC, they are too close to call, within the margin of error of plus minus 4%.
Yes, but here we see that WP features very clearly in the political landscape, probably in the outcome tonight, and then the PSP as well. In one GRC and one SMC, we're watching that and see whether PAP holds or that it turns to PSP. Yeah.
And after that, in terms of the sample count, it's followed by 2 SDP SMC seats,
Right.
Bukit Batok and Bukit Panjang.
Okay.
We'll cut to the studio.
Thanks.
Cutting to the studio because I'm running because I'm very tired.
He's running for
I need
election.
to sleep. I'm running for election. If you'd like to run, join me on the run. Tanya, please take it away so I can stop.
Okay. So right now, I think we have new results confirmed results for Marymount SMC. So PAP's Gan Xiao Huang has won with 55% of the votes, and PSP's Ang Yong Guan has 44.96%. This is for Marymount SMC. So, I will just recap the other confirmed results that have been out so far. So for McPherson SMC, we have PAP winning with 71.74% and PPP with 28%. For Bukit Panjang SMC, we have PAP winning with 53.74% and SDP with 46%. And for Potong Pasir SMC, we have PAP winning with 60% and SPP with around 39%. So these are the results that we have so far, and I think we'll continue to update you as these numbers come in. Yeah, I think that's it
There's
for me.
there's another result.
Oh, there's one more?
Yep.
Okay, I'm seeing one from Pioneer SMC, and PAP's Patrick Tay has won a 3-cornered fight. I don't have the numbers right now, but I think we'll continue to update you as things happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Things are happening.
Yeah, things are happening
1:46
pretty quick.
a.m.
Yeah.
So
for Marymount, I think quite interesting is one of the new candidates for PAP, right? And she's the first female general, Gan Xiao Huang.
yes,
Do you think all her campaign supporters will get a day off in lieu for this?
Not sure, but
Book
I
out
think
early,
they totally deserve to book out early.
I think so.
uh,
Ang Yong Guan, he's also from the SAF as well.
yeah.
And I think 44%, almost 45% is not bad. So I think he will be giving his campaign, his supporters a nights off as well.
But was it surprising for you guys to know this result?
I think it's still okay. I mean, I feel that this SMC is definitely a strong fight. I mean, a tough fight because I think PSP candidates has been really outspoken and has been really popular, I would say. Okay, anyway, we have a new results here.
For Pioneer.
So for Pioneer
Pioneer.
SMC, right, I will just update with the numbers. So PAP has won with 62% of the votes. PSP is at 35%, and the independent candidate is around 2.7, 2.8%. Yeah, so these are the numbers for Pioneer.
So if it's 2.7,
Does it mean that he will lose?
does it mean he will lose the deposit money?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
think
think
so,
so,
right?
yeah.
You got a feel for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of our colleagues followed him on a walkabout, right?
That's
At
right.
Pioneer. Yeah.
For those who recall, actually he's the independent candidate that represents himself with the horse
The
symbol.
horse. Yeah.
Yeah.
The third force.
The third force. Yeah.
The third
Yes.
force, yeah. And a big fan of Lee Kuan Yew as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he mentioned Lee Kuan Yew all over in his manifesto. He talks about him constantly and references him constantly in terms of what he wants to do. He's failed, so he won't get to do any of those things.
Well, I would just like to say you can try again next time, try harder. You know, life's like that.
I think people like this are quite inspiring in certain way. Like, I mean, another character or another candidate that made an impression will be the NSP Thumbs Up Man, right?
Oh,
Who come
Chong
across
Heng.
as someone that is the fighting against, I know, the
odds.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they are all quite positive. Like even this independent candidate Chia Peng Wah, right? I think like what is this? The force.
The third force.
Third force.
The third force. Yeah.
And his like logo has a like I,
I.
which is love in Mandarin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So put in a lot of efforts and thoughts to run this election. Kudos to him.
Yeah, Tanya, you have something about the deposit?
Yeah, so I think if some of you are a little bit confused about this whole election deposit thing, right? So the thing about election deposit is that if a candidate does not garner 12.5% of the votes, or so they garner 12.5 or fewer, right, in the particular SMC or GRC that they're running in, then they will actually lose their deposit. So you may think like, hey, 12.5 seems like a pretty doable kind of percentage, right? But then if there are more than two candidates, two parties running in that particular constituency, then of course it makes things more difficult. And in Singapore's case, the deposit is now fixed to an elected member of parliament's fixed monthly allowance, which works out to around 13.5 thousand. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. Now, what are we gonna say or do now that we have a lot of time to kill? Let's talk about feelings. Oh, sorry, Rachel has a lot of feelings right now.
I have a lot. You stir a lot of feelings for me with the thumbs up guy.
Okay, go ahead.
Thumbs up man guy. Man, Chong Hun Heng is an inspiration. I think it's like it takes a lot for someone to become a meme, right? And then still come back and be like, I'm standing and I'm here and face the crowd. You know what I mean? I don't think I can do that.
So I just like to say, if the result is good, thumbs up, man.
We wanted to do that very long already.
Every time we will do this, so get used to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but this election is quite interesting because there's a lot of people sharing their thoughts on Facebook and social media. I guess towards the end is, although during campaigning period, there's a lot of people sharing their the party that they support, or like getting into conversation that can be quite heated up. But at the end, everyone just like focus on asking people to go and vote because it's important for the country. Every vote counts. Even there's this 102 years old Akong that decided to head down to the polling station to vote, even though he's wheelchair bound, and then the family helped to facilitate. So there are a lot of these positive stories going on during this period as well, which is great.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna let you finish, but there's something in my ear again.
Okay.
Is something calling me about hitting the streets, about favorite politicians or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out.
Who are your favorite politicians from the various parties?
So far, I like the WP's James. Yeah, he's quite good. The Bukit Panjang, the Tambia, I guess, Dr. Tambia. Yeah.
Actually, the way I see it, this Jamus Stream is the way he speaks is very okay.
Honestly, there is a good batch of ministers or the MPs who are there who are quite eligible and capable of running the country very well. I don't want to name honestly because all of them are having their own skills, their own capabilities, you know.
Right. 就是我们的总理咯 ，Prime Minister。
哦，为什么呢？
因为他就是从他的父亲传下来的吧，已经做了很久了。我怕等一下换别人新来的就比较没有经验咯。
Right now the hot James and also Nichols, yeah.
Nicole.
Yeah. Okay. Dr. Lam was actually our previous Sengkang GRC minister, so he was also one of our favorites. Dr. Paul Tambia made a good impact also because he explaining about the current COVID situations are quite impactful.
我喜欢之前的那个王俊才，我现在也是喜欢这个，现在也喜欢这个。只是又被调走了，他很照顾我们这边的，居民呢，但是投票他又不在这边了，又被调走了。
I think so far James has all stole the limelight, and he's a very personable person, so I think he's very likable also. Paul Tambaya, because he seems very knowledgeable, and same thing, he also seems like a very experienced politician. I think our all-time favorite Tanjong Pagar, yeah, because he's very relatable.
Heng Swee Keat. I just like the ideas that he brings forward to the table, especially as Deputy Prime Minister.
Nichols, who's in my GRC. And I mean everybody loves James Slim from the interviews.
Torman Shamaguratnam. He comes across as a very sincere and honest person.
Deputy Prime Minister Heng Swee Keat. Yeah. So why I like him is because whatever he says makes sense, and he proposed all the budgets that helps all the Singaporeans, especially during this COVID situation. And then I think it's beneficial, yeah.
So one Isabel Zhang asked whether is it the moon or the reflection of my head. I won't tell you that, but I know you want to see more of my head, but now you got to go back to the ground and Aljunied because something's happening there.
I'm here with one of the Workers' Party supporters. So sir, how are you feeling right now?
Very, very happy.
And what are your thoughts on the results and all the fans that are gathered around here today?
Well, as you can see for yourself, everybody is very happy here.
Thank you so much. That's all the updates I have for you right now. Thank you.
Jalan GRC, we are going to Sengkang. Yes, Sengkang.
Hi, I'm Marlene and I'm from Mothership, and we're still here in Sengkang GRC. In fact, we're at the same coffee shop that we started out with. So we're going to speak to a Sengkang resident who's been living here for 6 years. His name is Eugene. We're going to talk to him about how he feels about the sample count results, which had the Workers' Party at 53% and the People's Action Party at 47%. So Eugene, how do you feel about this sample count result so far?
I think the current results, I think Workers' Party might need this time because due to the recent debate for Dr. James Lim in the live TV, and I think he has done pretty good. So I think more or less the Sengkang residents are going to give him this vote to speak up for us in the parliament.
Right, and so that's the sentiment on the ground from one individual who's been living here in Sengkang GRC. We'll continue to be hanging around this area, waiting for the confirmed results, and that's it for now.
Hi, it's back with me in the studio with my guys. Sorry, a bit lag now. It's almost 2 a.m. So I think we have the latest results, right, Tanya?
Yes, we have latest numbers in for Radin Mas SMC. So PAP's Melvin Yong, has won with 74% of the votes, and RP's Kumar Apavu has 25.97%. So that's the latest.
That's the latest, that's right. So yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. now, and we are still here with the moon, which is my head.
Does the moon represent your heart?
The moon represents my head, okay? Miss Isabel Zhang.
Oh, there's another result for Punggol West SMC.
Punggol West SMC, that's
Punggol West SMC, alright, we have PAP's Sun Xueling, who has won with 60.97%, and Tan Chen Chen from the Workers' Party with 39% of the votes.
Yeah, the camera is on me because, it's so late, it's on you
no.
now. Oh, now it's on me again. It's on all of us now. I guess even the computer is a bit lag now, so yeah.
Yes, brain spoil.
Yeah, brain spoil. Well, I didn't pay attention to that. PAP Sun Xueling got elected at almost 61%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is that any surprise there? I mean, I wouldn't say there's any historical context to it because it's a new SMC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the one surprise is that it is quite different from the sample count. So the sample count was originally 65% to the PAP.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
But now that's dropped about 5%, 4% down to 60.9% for the PAP.
Yeah, so wow, the margin is even wider now. I mean, it could really play a very, very big difference in those close fights.
Yeah, so that means you guys will definitely want to stay tuned, right, for the rest of the night. Some of these constituencies, there's quite a close fight going on there.
Like West Coast, like East Coast, Sengkang, of course, definitely.
Yeah, I remember in 2015, one of the most hotly contested ones, like Aljunied, the result was announced at 3:10 a.m. if I'm not wrong. So you do the math. Yeah, I remember because I was up. But
now
I think
you're still up.
I'm still up, but I'm working. Yeah, but I think for Sun Xueling, it's not really a surprise because she was an MP for the Pasir Ris Punggol GRC, right? And she was representing Punggol back then. Yeah, so she just took it back.
Ken, I'm gonna let you finish, but sorry, there's a lot of things in my ear today. Okay, please go to the studio and our experts are waiting to tell you more.
Hi, good morning everyone. So it's nearly 2 a.m.
Right.
We have confirmed results for 4 more SMC. So we have Pioneer SMC where...
It's a three-cornered fight there.
It's a three-cornered fight.
Yeah, with the PAP represented by Patrick Day, Labour leader,
Labour Union,
who's been trying to stamp his mark as someone who advocates for PMETs and make sure that they have as much protection as possible. So how did Patrick Day do?
61.98%. It's a swing against the PAP, nearly 15% minus 14%, 14.36%.
Okay,
yeah.
but he's sort of taken over that ward from Cedric Fu, is previously one of the best performing SMCs. Yeah, so I think there's a bit of a transition effect. Yeah, versus, of course, a new face for the PSP, which itself is a new party.
And we have the confirmed results from Marymount SMC. So PAP at 55% versus PSP at 44.96%.
So 55%, so that's a little bit better than the sample count, which had Ms. Gan standing at about 54. Yeah, so there we have it. I think it's safe in the pocket for the PAP in this newly formed SMC.
Yes.
I suppose that because Ms. Gan is new, but recognized, as a sort of high flyer. Of course, she was previously a brigadier general. Right now, deputy chief executive of the Employment and Employability Institute. So let's see if she's going to spend in her time sort of contributing to the issue of employability during COVID. All the parties were saying that they're concerned about jobs, and so she has that role to play there. Then locally, what else can she do in Marymount? Yeah.
Yes, and of course, Gan Xiao Huan has very impressive credentials. I think she's the first woman general.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Ang Yong Guan, as we said, is quite a seasoned campaigner, but clearly he's going to have to try again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also have two more confirmed results. One from Punggol West SMC.
Okay.
And PAP won with a vote share of 60.97%.
Yeah, your colleagues were just talking about Ms. Sun, who has sort of been in that area as MP for this is the second outing?
This is her second term.
Yes.
Her first time running in the SMC.
In SMC, a newly carved out ward. From Pasir Ris Punggol.
Pasir Ris Punggol. I was looking at the sample count. There's quite a big difference. Nearly 4%.
Okay.
Sample count for the result for PAP was 65. Now for the PAP, the confirmed result is 60.97%.
Yeah, right. And remember, Ms. Tan is again another new face for WP. She came out saying that, apologizing that she didn't have sterling credentials like some other parties, but she hoped that people will take to her and that she'd be able to identify, or voters will be able to identify with her. So, close to 40%.
Close to 40% looks like a very strong showing.
Well, it's a credible showing for WP, which overall is sort of doing better than in 2015.
Yes, and we have one last confirmed result from Rading Mas.
Radin Mas, where you have a new candidate taking over from Sam Tan, the old PAP stalwart. Melvin Yong has been sent there from Tanjong Pagar GRC, another unionist. Wow, we see him there at 74%, which might be the highest
one of the highest.
Highest
so far.
scores for a PAP candidate in any ward thus far,
Yes.
even vis-a-vis the sample count. There he was contesting against the Reform Party's candidate. Yeah.
And even though he has this very strong showing, it's still a swing against the PAP, a small one at 3.2%.
Okay, right.
And we'll cut to the studio. Yeah.
All right, we are back on. Sorry, what are we going to talk about next? Oh, sorry, a little bird in my ear again. Let's go to the WP press conference. Thank you very much.
Dear voters of Punggol West, this GE has been a humbling experience for me. Many of you extended warm reception to us throughout the campaign. We deeply appreciate your kindness. To our volunteers, thank you for working with us. Thank you, everyone. 亲爱的榜儿溪选民，大家好！非常感谢大家这段期间热情的支持与鼓励。义工们，你们也辛苦了，非常感谢你们一路的陪伴。我们将会继续努力，一起走下去。请继续支持工人党，谢谢。
That was WP's Tan Chen Chen, who was contesting for Punggol West SMC. That's right. So, I was told that we need to stop buy some time. Tanya, anything that you would like to say to your parents who might be sleeping now?
No, because they might be sleeping. Should not disturb people who are sleeping. But anyway, thanks for staying up with us. I think all of us are waiting eagerly for the results to come in. And if you are waiting with us, thanks for hanging out.
So what do you all do usually to keep yourself awake, like in the middle of the night like this?
I don't know. I will just try to sleep.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't usually. Oh, cut. Sorry. Yeah. Where were we just now?
Like, how do you keep yourself awake, Sing Tae? Are you awake?
I a bit deaf now because a lot of things in my ear. Yeah. How do I keep myself awake? I need to cut already. My producer Kane is screaming at me. Bye bye.
Hi, I'm Shah. Welcome back to Alternate GRC. As you can see, the atmosphere is getting crazier and crazier. Everybody is shouting and waving their Workers' Party flags. It's just a mayhem right now. Okay, that's all the updates I have for you right now. Thank you.
Alright, I just want to say I love you, Shah. That was very cute. And I love your energy. Unlike us in the studio, I think we are getting too comfortable with the aircon and yeah.
It's her first time covering on the ground election.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, the returning officer is back. I think there is a result coming up soon. So please stay tuned.
Now it's Tanjong Pagar.
Tanjong Pagar GRC.
That
Yes,
is,
right.
I see. That was
Led by
Minister of Trade
Minister
and
Chan Chun
Industry.
Sing.
Minister Chan Chun Sing, the PAP's team.
It was formerly held by Minister Lee Kuan Yew, late Minister Lee Kuan Yew, for
That's
a long,
right.
long time.
Long time.
Long time. Yeah, so,
So
we shall wait.
We shall wait for the latest results.
So this is the first GRC results, right, that we have, I think, so far.
Oh wow, yeah.
For
really.
tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Tanjong Pagar will be the first.
So we've all heard SMC results lah. Now we're hearing GRC, the first GRC result. I see.
What was the sample count for this GRC?
The sample count for
At
Tanjong
60
Pagar was
63%.
63%
for
for
PAP. PSP was 37%.
Right. We shall see. We will know very soon the actual results and who will be elected into Parliament. Yeah.
Who's awake right now? Please comment a thumbs
Give
up.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Which results are you guys waiting for?
Yeah.
Any resident of Tanjong Pagar watching us now?
Yeah.
What do you all think?
Oh, Jalan Besar is also in, apparently.
Oh, I see. Okay, the numbers for Tanjong Pagar.
Yeah, Tanjong Pagar GRC, we have PAP winning with 63% of the votes and PSP with 36%. This is for Tanjong Pagar GRC.
That's really accurate, right? For this is a sample count.
Close?
Based on it's pretty close, I think.
Yeah.
So the sample count for Tanjong Pagar GRC is actually 63% for PAP. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now we're just waiting for.
Okay, we got to cut
No,
to
we
the
cannot wait anymore. I think the experts need to say
other
something.
studio. Yeah.
So they will
Otherwise
help you
will fall
break
asleep.
down, make sense of this number.
Yes.
Right, we just heard the concession speech by Tan Chen Chen just now.
That's very unusual. I don't remember opposition parties doing that. But I think that, of course, it was very good of Ms. Tan to thank her volunteers. I think the WP is putting in extra effort to make sure that, they offer their candidates that exposure to all of us who are tuning in tonight, right? So I thought that was very unusual, but very gracious, and it's sort of heartfelt and quite important. I like the scene of Aljunied as well, although I'm not sure the people monitoring and coping with COVID and all
social
that.
distancing, right?
Right. So, okay, that might be a bit problematic, but I think that is sort of a scene that we're used to in general elections in terms of, people gathering and actually spontaneous.
So for our viewers and readers out there, please continue to keep your social distancing, stay safe.
Right.
Remember to wear your mask. From what we saw from the scene just now, I think people were
But your
quite
colleague
crowded,
was saying, people just couldn't help it. They were quite excited about what's sort of happening in Aljunied. I think the sample count suggested that WP came back stronger at 60%. I think we're waiting for the confirmation, but that seems
Yes.
going to be quite clear.
And we also have a confirmation from Tanjong Pagar GRC, right?
Okay.
The first GRC with the confirmed results.
Okay,
And
the
it's-
sample count had the PAP standing at 63%. So any different in the actual?
Just very slightly. So the sample count is very accurate. It's at 63.13%. It's a swing of nearly 14.58%. Yeah.
From 2015.
From
yeah.
2015.
So we're tracking that trend. Martino, we were at some point thinking that given that this GE is being held under the circumstances of the crisis of a generation, that the Prime Minister sort of referred to the COVID pandemic, that there would be a flight to safety. That means that people would want to choose the team that they're familiar with. So we've seen that that's the case in some PAP-held wards, but then we've seen some shifts as well in others. So it's not an across-the-board flight to safety. In fact, even in the sort of stronger seats, you see that, let's just say in Ang Mo Kio and Jurong, they scored 78, 79 78 in Ang Mo Kio, 79 in Jurong, but now you've seen that come down to 71, 72 respectively
Yes.
in the sample count.
It's a surprise showing, right? A good showing from the new PSP team. Tanjong Pagar GRC, of course, is always seen as a stronghold for the ruling People's Action Party. You have a credible 36-37% from PSP. I wonder if it could be due to the factor of Di Xian Yang as well. He was seen walking the ground in Tanjong Pagar GRC.
For PSP.
For PSP.
But anyway, it's still a very good win by the PAP team, helmed by Mr. Chan Chun Sing and the Minister Indrani Raja as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still a credible showing, a strong showing. We have another confirmed result. This from Jalan Besar GRC.
Okay.
So award led by Manpower Minister Josephine Teo. PAP at 65.37% against People's Voice at 34.63%. In terms of the swing against the PAP, it's a small one, 2.36.
Right. So when we compare that with Tanjong Pagar, it's just a notch higher than support for the PAP team in Tanjong Pagar. So we have 65.4%, let's say, and this is with two newcomers, Dr. Wan Rizal,
and Josephine,
who teaches in the Polytechnic, and Josephine Teo. So that's a fresh face, Dr. Wan Rizal. You'll remember that Professor Yaakob Ibrahim used to be in Jalan Besar, so that's the minority candidate that is replacing Dr. Wan Rizal is the minority candidate replacing Dr. Yaakob. So that's
and then of course we
clear.
have the new anchor minister there.
That's right.
Minister Josephine Teo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Against the People's Voice leader, right?
Which is a new party, not the newest. The newest is Red Dot United taking on the team in Jurong GRC, but this is a relatively new party led by Mr. Lim Tian. You could see that they really didn't pull their punches. At least, really upfront, they said, we're here to talk about immigration, we're here to talk about governance quality. Why is it when things go wrong, there are no consequences? Well, that's what they said at least. But I think voters in Jalan Besar recognize the hard work of the PAP team. They must have wanted to reward them there, and they've done quite well. We recognize Heng Chi Hao, who's sort of put in quite a lot of effort to create a senior-friendly town in Whampoa. So he's sort of introducing new ways of doing social support in his ward. Denise Pua, who was a mayor for a long time, also doing innovative things especially with the disabled, special needs people group. So they are, they have a national profile for the different and unique things that they're doing in the country, quite apart from what they're doing in Jalan Besar.
For the People's Voice team, one observation that I noticed was during the constituency broadcast.
Yes.
Lim Tian basically, I think, spoke for the whole team.
Okay.
So the other three candidates did not actually speak.
Okay.
So
not much of a profile by them, and let's see if they continue to build upon the experience here, and that would see how People's Voice kind of grows its presence over the next few years. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Back to the studio.
Back to the studio, and it's back with us. We are still alive and serving you like we serve the nation. No, not exactly, but Tanya, can you take over me before I break down?
So we have the results in for Hong Kong North SMC, and PAP has won, but I don't have the exact breakdown now. Let me just check this out.
Okay,
do some quick math.
It's 60.98%.
60.98% for the PAP, and if we are looking at the sample count for PAP was 63%. So it's about slight difference of around 3% or so. Yeah. So this is for Hongkong North SMC. For those of you who are just joining us, PAP's Amy Core has won with 60.98%, and PSP has gotten 39%. Yeah.
Right. So PAP takes this Hong Kong North SMC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a couple of results that they are in already. We have which SMC? Hong Kong North. We have Punggol West. We also have Radin Mas.
Yeah. Tanjong Pagar. We have
GRC. We have Jalan Besar. We have Tanjong Pagar. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I can use my fun fact. Fun fact. This just in. Zouk is under Tanjong Pagar GRC. If it makes a difference to anyone here. Yeah, not that I club anymore, but my younger colleagues do. So yeah, fun fact, guys. I wish the camera is not on me now, so I can relax a bit. Please look at them. Every time on me.
Yeah, I think Orchard Road is in Tanjong Pagar GRC. So.
You sure or not? Not Holland, me.
Choa Chu Kang GRC is in.
Oh.
Okay,
yeah.
thank
This
you.
just in.
this just in. Yeah. Choa Chu Kang GRC. PAP has won with 58.64% of the votes, and PSP at 41%. This is for Choa Chu Kang GRC.
Choa Chu Kang GRC.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is helmed by our health minister,
Gan Kim Yong.
Yes.
Here's a fun fact about these two
Any fun fact about
constituencies,
Choa Chu
because
Kang?
I'm from Hong Kong North SMC, right?
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
so you're
I'm
from Hong Kong
North
North.
SMC.
Right.
So
Any fun facts?
I would like to just say that Hong Kong North SMC and Choa Chu Kang GRC are very close to each other. Very close. Like, we are smack in the middle of Choa Chu Kang GRC, Jurong
GRC.
Jurong GRC.
GRC.
sorry, my brain mouth spoiled already. It's
GRC.
2:21 a.m. Please forgive me. Yeah,
And then Bukit Batok.
And Bukit Batok SMC.
SMC.
So we are in this three corner.
Right. So it's happening through everywhere for you.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's quite interesting. Yeah, Drew, do you have anything to add?
Yeah.
Since you're an Eastie.
Well, I mean, one thing to note is that PSP has done pretty well so far in the places that they've contested. They've come relatively close, and not quite a blowout. So that's good for them. But speaking about Zouk, I mean,
what? Okay.
I mean, I think that's it's a pertinent topic now that it's 2 a.m. I mean, imagine.
Yeah, man.
They'd be celebrating right now if it wasn't for COVID. But I guess that it's probably pretty empty right now.
Do you think if GE, right, like if there was no COVID right now, there would be like those GE themed parties at Zouk?
Oh, for sure. Come in your colours. Yeah. For
This is
sure.
a Halloween party costume idea. You can come in with garlands and in white maybe.
I swear last time like those Zouk Halloween parties
I'm sure
got
it's quite
people
happening.
dressed up like that one.
Yeah,
I've seen the
yeah.
picture somewhere. Yeah.
That's correct.
Quite interesting. Yeah, so far we've had the results for Hong Kong North and Choa Chu Kang, and we'll cut back to the studio with the experts.
Bye.
So we have confirmed results for two more constituency. One is Hong Kong North SMC. That's Amy Cor's ward. PAP won with 60.98% against the PSP candidate 39%. That's a swing against the PAP minus 13.78%.
Okay. Yeah, quite surprising. The 2015 GE now, it becomes something that, we have to think more clearly about. I think there were quite a lot of policy reforms between 2011 and 2015. Remember that in 2011, the score, the popular vote for the PAP went from 66 to 60.1. And then there was a lot of disquiet, and that arose around the issue of immigration. So there's sort of a dialing down, a calibration downwards on immigration, but also a lot more social policies that are kind of progressive in the way that, they're helping people with healthcare, with skills training,
And I believe the
education.
focus on infrastructure as well.
And
in terms of
infrastructure.
transport,
Yeah.
housing.
Yeah. So the bounce there was from 60.1 to 69.9. And now we're kind of looking at these general trends, certainly more than 10%, the kind of 13% swing away downwards. Yeah.
From the sample count so far,
Right.
What we could see as in terms of improvement, there are only I think 3 constituencies that have observed an improvement. So Macpherson,
Yes.
Mountbatten,
Yeah.
and Holland Bukit Timah.
Right, right. So I think generally on average we're going to see us going much further down from 69 or 70 down to, well, let's see, because there'll be some that pull it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have another confirmed result as well from Chua Chu Kang GRC. The PAP team there scored 58.64% against the PSP team, 41.36%.
Right.
This is a swing against the PAP, 18.25%.
Half the team has been refreshed from the last time, so yeah, maybe that was that had some effect on the performance. But the PSP team, I mean,
team.
again,
strong
a
showing.
newcomer and a strong showing for a newcomer. Yeah, where the profile is not as strong, except that there is Mr. Yuan there, I believe, and there was some profile through his outing on in a TV debate.
Yes, and for these 2 confirmed results that saw a swing against the PAP by more than 10%, you have their opponents being from the PSP team. And it's also a slight surprise in Hong Kong North, because what we have observed so far, if you are an incumbent MP from the PAP, you generally
Usually
do quite strongly.
in those first 2 that we've got here.
Yes. And back to the studio.
Back to the studio, and I'm walking around because I'm falling asleep. Are you guys falling asleep?
Eating a sour candy keep us awake.
Yeah.
Good
Hey,
morning.
don't zoom in on me, please. Look at them. My mouth very dry. Even though I'm not returning officer, my mouth dry.
Maybe you can look at the snacks that we have.
Okay.
Wow,
yeah.
Zhang Xing, what a way to start a conversation.
Hey, I'm
Look at the
hiding.
snacks
I'm
that we
hiding
have.
cannot see brand. Okay. I'm hiding
No,
something.
no,
Yeah.
no sponsorship. But then, look at this. Like, which are your favorite snacks, friends?
The sour ribbon is keeping me awake.
Okay, we have results in from Yuhua SMC.
Oh, graceful. Yeah.
Yeah, so PAP's Graceful has won with 70% of the votes, and SDP's Robin Low has captured 29%. This is for Yuhua SMC. I think there's also results in for Ang Mo Kio, but I currently don't have the numbers, so I guess just hang tight.
Yeah. Andrew has come back.
Something happened.
Boom.
Wow,
Magic. Yeah.
Yeah, the results for Yuhua were announced.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
It's around 70%, right, Tanya?
Yep, Yuhua,
Yeah.
70% PAP.
Yes.
Graceful.
Graceful, that's right. We want to talk about Hong Kong now a bit.
Why?
I just want to know how did Amy Call fare this time around?
I think her percentage last GE in 2015 was about 74%, I think.
Oh, wow.
So this time she was 60.98, right? So that's a drop of about 14%, if I'm not wrong. So that's not the best. I would say it's not the best, because I think Amy Call has usually fared very well, especially in Hong Kong now. Yeah. So this time round, 60.98% is an okay percentage.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, for Ang Mo Kio GRC, we have the numbers in. So PAP has won with around 72% and RP at 28%. This is for Ang Mo Kio GRC.
Yeah. So Ang Mo Kio GRC obviously led by PM Lee.
Yep.
What was the result in 2015?
Also 70 plus, is it?
70 something?
So in 2015,
It was-
Ang Mo Kio GRC is 78.6%
Oh,
actually.
I see.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they dropped a bit.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's not bad for a party that just showed up with 2 people at the debate. And not debate, the broadcast. Good for them.
Yeah. Actually,
Oh, someone in the comments asked, does Mothership have reporters on the ground?
of course, we have reporters, on the ground. Just now you saw Shah, our reporter at our junior GRC, having the time of her life. Yeah, I hope there can be some safe distancing.
I hope she comes back alive.
Yeah, I hope she comes back alive. I think she's having fun. Yeah, it's almost like a live rally, you know.
Yeah.
With the sound and the sweat.
Yeah.
And
We also
everything.
have people in Sengkang, I think.
Yep, Sengkang.
West
We have also
Coast.
people in Potong Pasir. I think West Coast too, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I wonder who's still awake now. You should leave a thumbs up if you're awake in the
yeah,
comments.
who's awake now? As you can see, I'm trying very hard to stay awake. I was like doing jumping jacks. I know later I'm gonna do push-ups soon, so probably gonna do push-ups very soon. So yeah, please.
How many push-ups can you do in one go?
I don't know, man. I will tell you, but I need to cut. So please, let's go to somewhere, but not here. Is it studio?
Hi, good morning, everyone. So we have confirmed results from two seats. One is at Yuhua SNC, led by Minister Grace Fu. PAP won with a vote share of 70.54 against an SDP candidate, 29.46. We observe a swing against the PAP, 3%.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Gillian?
But still, very, very strong showing by Minister Grace Fu. This SMC was carved out from Jurong in 2011. Yeah. So she's been there on the ground. This is an SDP opponent, but not a known name. I guess, it would help to account for Ms. Fu's performance. Her work, but also the strength of the candidate that was opposing her in that SMC.
Yes, so what we see from the general trend now is that if you have a PAP MP who has been in an SMC for a while, and if he or she is contesting against a candidate that's not from PSP or WP, they tend to do quite well. And we have a confirmed result from Ang Mo Kio GRC, led by Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong. PAP won with a percentage of 71.91% against the Reform Party team, 28.09%. See a swing against the PAP, 6.72%.
Yeah, so a shave off of about 6%, but I think it's going to look like it's going to be among the best performing GRCs for the PAP, I think. Gauging from the sample counts.
So it appears that the voters in Ang Mo Kio is, of course, giving PM a strong personal endorsement. It looks like the Ang Mo Kio GRC would be one of the top 2, if not top 3, performing wards.
Yeah, this is the GRC that's added 2 women candidates to the slate, Miss Ning Ling and Miss Nadia Samadin. Yeah, so actually this time around, you see that the PAP has got a list of good women candidates. We've just discussed the newcomer, Miss Gan Xiao Huang, and
and I believe
so
there
I think
are
that
10 women candidates this time.
overall, yeah. But among the new faces, we've got them, and also Miss Yo Wan Ling, who's in Pasir Ris Punggol. Yeah.
So very strong showing by PM in Ang Mo Kio GRC.
Good.
Right, back to the studio.
I'm Drew.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Zhang Xing.
We are feeling great.
It's getting pretty late, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the result is good.
Thumbs
up, man.
This is our energy level right now. Thumbs up, man. Yeah. So.
Power saving mode.
Yeah. Power saving mode. That's right. Tanya, can you tell us more about spoiled votes?
I think a lot of you are curious about this rejected vote thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're wondering what is a spoiled vote, right? Basically, if you submit like a blank ballot paper, or if you like cross both boxes, so these are considered spoiled votes. Yeah.
Oh, that's all? That's for the analysis you have at 2:35 a.m.
It give chance
If
lah.
that's all, then we'll hit straight to Hougang, right?
Yeah, just now someone asked whether we have reporters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have reporters. Got video, got talk. Guys, that was the scene from Hougang. I would just like to say this again. Please stay safe, everyone. It's late. I know that everyone is very excited and everything, but please stay safe. Okay. Now we are going to head straight to East Coast.
Have you been keeping up to date with the elections?
So far, yes. I've been here for about 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, but I was expecting more on the other side. I mean, for the opposition, but I can see there's a rise from the opposition side. Yeah, I can see the percentage is rising up. Yeah, but for my opinion, just follow what the ruling party is currently now. Yeah.
Okay. For the results, how do you feel about the results currently?
For me, it's fine because we have no choice. Yeah, although we have a choice to make and to do our option, our individual voting, but then they are too strong maybe. Yeah, it depends on the individual also . Yeah.
Any unexpected or anything that caught you by surprise or anything?
I think just for the percentage for the opposition side, for the percentage is quite okay for me . Yeah. Depending on the previous result, a bit lower . Yeah, but this time around is the opposition is getting strong. I can see that. Yeah.
All right, so that was East Coast. Quite a difference, right?
Yeah.
Quite a contrast between East Coast and Hougang, if you ask me.
Yep.
The energy. And
Yeah.
East Coast looked pretty empty.
Yeah.
That guy looked pretty chill as well. He was enjoying the 2:30 a.m. vibes, probably.
He reminded me of a cat.
A cat?
Yeah, on a bench. You know those cats like
Right,
they
right.
park on a bench.
Kind of just chilling, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, come on, guys. You can do better than this. Please talk more.
I think we have a
I think we
result
have
soon.
Oh,
yeah,
there's results.
I think we have some results in for East Coast, I think. But the numbers look really close as of now. Okay, so let me just. Wow, this is so anticlimax. Okay, but let me just update on Yio Chu Kang.
Thank you very much, Tanya, for bringing us to a
sudden
Hey,
U-turn.
guys, come on, man. Okay, let me
all
just
results
quickly
matter. Come on.
update on Yio Chu Kang
yes.
SMC first. So PAP has won with 60% of the votes and
Okay.
PSP at 39%. So now back to East Coast.
East
Okay,
Coast.
East Coast.
Okay, so for East Coast, right, what I'm seeing is 53% for PAP and 46% for WP. It's a really close fight there.
Wow.
Yeah. 53,228 votes for WP and 61,009 votes for the PAP.
Right. So that was the results for East Coast
Yeah.
and Yio Chu Kang SMC. East Coast GRC, yeah. It was pretty accurate. If you compare it to the sample count.
Yeah.
So I would like to stand by with what I said earlier that DPM Heng rescued East Coast. What do you all think? No comment. I know.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, with his, and he was very popular in Tampines, and I guess he brought over some of that popularity
Yeah.
to East Coast.
Oh, I think one point that that he mentioned in his Facebook is that like although he has moved out from Tampines, but like there's always this connection with Tampines, like all other Singaporeans or like some other Singaporeans who previously stayed in Tampines and maybe moved to somewhere else, which I think kind of like is kind of true, especially for people who he met on the ground. So for example, he saw this guy that is like fishing by Changi V, right? That guy is actually a Tampines resident.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and also like I think maybe somewhere along he will meet someone like that lah. Yeah, so that's quite interesting to me. East Coast finally got planned. Ha 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 ha.
Well, if you all remember, Tampines there's the Tampines hub, right? So there could be an East Coast hub sometime soon. Who knows?
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
It's part of the plan.
I mean, like a lot of people laughed. Not me. I didn't laugh at the plan, but a lot of people laughed at the plan. But I guess in the end, the majority of East Coast voters wanted the plan.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
The East Coast plan.
Yeah. So I think this time round is a second loss for Nicole Seah, right? Like when back in 2011 when she was contesting for Marine Parade with the NSP. Yeah. So this time round, it's another loss.
But it was. I mean, it's still a good showing.
Yeah, it's a good showing. It's quite good. 46%. Yeah.
I'm sure she'll still be around.
Yeah. Definitely.
I remember watching her rally back in 2011 when I was like 15.
How old were you then?
15.
15. Oh my god.
Oh, it was very
so eloquent.
Okay, I'm
we
supposed
need
to cut. Yeah.
Please head back to the studio. Hashib.
Hi. So we have the confirmed results for East Coast GRC.
Okay.
The PAP team, led by our Deputy Prime Minister Heng Swee Keat, won with a percentage of 53.41% against the Workers' Party team, featuring the star power of Nicole Seah and led by Terence Tan. In terms of the swing against the PAP, we are looking at a minus 7.32%. Jillian, what's your take?
Yeah, well, let's look at the final sort of. I guess we have to wait for all the results to come in to figure out what is the extent of the swing away from the PAP towards the opposition. So East Coast is held by the PAP, a swing of 7.32, but is it greater or lower than what is the average swing? Let's take a look at it when we have all the results that are in. Yeah.
From the looks of it, in terms of the confirmed results so far, we have seen swings above 10%.
Right. So
above
this
10%.
is lower than that.
This is lower than that. So at the end of the day, we will see whether whether there's a DPM Heng Swee Keat effect because you have
because we remember that the East Coast of 2015 was already one of the the tightest margins, by which the PAP took it. So it was already sort of quite, perilous. And I think WP would have been quite hopeful to try and wrest it. In this case, they haven't. So yeah, I think managed to fend them off. Certainly, the PAP was saying it's serious about East Coast.
Yes, indeed.
By sending, a prospective or the next Prime Minister. Yeah. So I think that that's quite important to pay attention to, that the PAP did want to send a message that it was committed to East Coast and holding it for the PAP. Yeah.
And it's a really strong PAP East Coast team. Besides DPM Heng, of course, you have Senior Minister of State Maliki Osman,
Yes.
and also potential office holder in Tan Kiat Hao as well.
That's right.
The
Yeah.
IMD, former IMD ACE.
Yeah. And then there's Miss Jessica Tan.
Jessica Tan, 3-term MP.
That's right. Yeah, very seasoned hand there. The East Coast constituency has gone through quite a lot of change, of course. Remember former Deputy Prime Minister Jayakumar in that area. So over the years you've seen personnel change on the PAP side, and then I think that might be one explanation for why it seems a little weaker. But I think we can expect Mr. Heng to stay there for quite a while. Yeah.
And the rest of the East Coast teammates as well.
Sure, because if you look at Tampines GRC, Heng Swee Keat had built that up quite well, and you've seen that he's got a strong team there, strong enough to leave. And I think that you've seen that in the sample count for Tampines.
One of the better performing
That's right.
GRC at 67%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we also have a confirmed result for Yio Chu Kang SMC. PAP's Ip Hong Win won the seat at 60.83%.
Yeah, which is quite a credible performance given that he's a first timer in this SMC. So, but he's been on the ground, I understand, and he should be quite pleased with that.
Yes, and against a PSP candidate. And, what we have seen so far, the PSP candidate has done quite well.
Yes,
so
usually about 40%.
About 40%. So
where they are contesting.
The PSP candidate here, Kayla, is probably one of the poorer performing candidate in terms of percentage for PSP.
Yeah.
Right, back to the studio.
What's up?
I know. I'm just waiting who will speak first.
What's up?
Or waiting for me to say something.
What's up?
Yes, I'm supposed to go to Sengkang, right? Oh, sorry. We'll go to Workers' Party headquarters.
Yeah, Workers' Party now.
I just want to say thank you to the voters who believed in us and supported us on this journey. We went into this knowing that it was going to be a tough fight, and we gave it our best, and we gave it our all for all of you. The votes and the encouragement that we received showed us that a very large part of East Coast GRC voters do want to see more fairness in our political system. We love East Coast GRC, and we'll see you again. Thank you.
亲爱的东海岸基选区的选民，很感谢你们一路来给我们的支持，我们会尊重你们的选择，不过我们会继续努力不懈，尽力为你们服务。我们希望在将来的大选能获胜，我们虽败犹荣。谢谢你们。
puan-puan senegara dan penduduk East Coast yang saya hormati. Saya ingin ucapkan ribuan terima kasih atas sokongan yang telah diberikan kepada kami. Walaupun kami tidak berjaya untuk mewakili anda di Parlimen, namun apa yang penting adalah usaha kami untuk mewujudkan sebuah negara yang menegakkan keadilan, kesaksamaan, ketelusan dan accountability akan tetap diteruskan. Sekali lagi, saya ucapkan terima kasih terutama kepada penduduk East Coast yang atas sokongan anda kepada kami. Terima kasih.
亲爱的选民，在过去的9天里，我们马不停蹄，尽我们一切的力量，争取您的每一票。我和团队很用心地打了这一场仗。如队友所说的，我们虽败犹荣。我很感激选民过去给我们的爱戴和支持，你们的热忱是我们的动力。工人党将继续耕耘，不负顾大家给我们的期望。在此，我想恭贺人民行动党赢得东海岸区选区大选。我深信居民无论支持哪一个政党，都会踊跃参与其中，打造一个能引以为荣的东海岸区。谢谢。
East Coasters, it's been an enormous privilege to contest. I've got wonderful colleagues that I'm very, very proud of. It's also been such a privilege to have met so many of you, especially younger Singaporeans. And my only message is, be brave, be bold. It's a brave new world. Chart a new course. Thank you.
谢谢你们给我这个机会为大家服务。我对你们保证，我会珍惜这个机会，为大家尽心尽力。我很盼望与你们共同协力，给洋厝港建得更美好、更活跃。谢谢。Dear residents of Yio Chu Kang, today you have spoken. And you have given me the instruction to deliver. It's an immense privilege and honor to be elected by you and to represent you in Parliament. I would like to say a few words to 3 groups of people. First, I'd like to thank my volunteers and supporters on my campaign team. Many of them have worked tirelessly over the past few weeks, making things happen, both on the ground, running ground operations, and literally running with me, and on social media. Second, I would like to thank my opponent, Ms. Kayla Low, for her determination and for putting up a commendable fight. I wish her all the best for the future. Third, I would like to thank residents of Yio Chu Kang for giving me the opportunity to serve. I promise to give my best to make a difference to those that I'm entrusted to care for. Thank you.
So we have just heard the concession speech by the East Coast team, the East Coast GRC team, and the thank you speech from the new Yio Chu Kang SMC MP Ip Hong Wing. Gillian, your take?
Yeah,
two speeches?
again, it just highlights how unusual this is now, where you have the WP, put out, the candidates in these concession speeches. I think it's good to have to continue to expose the candidates. They're not shy about that, and I think it's quite gracious of them to thank their volunteers and make some final statements. As you remember, Terence Tan ended up by saying it's a brave new world, and time for people to chart a new course. Nicole Seah saying that people clearly want a change in the political landscape. So it's a bit different somehow. There seems to be a willingness to, engage the media, engage audiences. Certainly, that's refreshing, and I think it's appealing to, supporters.
It's interesting to see that for the East Coast GRC concession speech, you have candidates speaking in English, and you have also candidates speaking in Mandarin as well.
Right. I think during the hustings, there was a worry that WP was going to give up on its Chinese ground. There was one TV debate in Mandarin where they hadn't had any politician, any member speak. But they've tried to make up for that quite quickly, and also brought Mr. Lau Tia Kiang back in a video to reassure members and supporters that WP is not jettisoned its past or its legacy or its strengths. And I think with the concession speech, you saw that they're really quite comfortable, and they do want to engage their Chinese-speaking audiences.
In fact, one of the candidates from East Coast, Kenneth Fu, also participated in the 联合早报
That's right,
online
and
forum.
he was quite effective, I think. That's the one with Chan Chun Sing, Minister for Trade and Industry, and they were discussing jobs and
NCMP
trade,
scheme,
NCMP scheme, and all that.
Right.
So quite a thorough discussion.
And just now we also heard the thank you speech from Yeo Chu Kang MP Ip Hong Wing.
Yes.
Any thoughts on his showing?
Yeah. Once again, I think it's interesting that it's a fresh candidate, and he's done well. So I think that at 61%, I believe.
Nearly 61%.
Yeah. It's something that stands out, I don't know, how well did Grace Fu do again? I think she
close
had...
to 70, 70.54%.
So, well, he has time to build up his standing there, and we'll see whether he'll be invited to be an office holder, given that he has spent time in the civil service as well. So, yeah, gracious of him again. But of course, he's the winner there, so he sort of reached out to his opponent and said that she was a worthy kind of opponent. Yeah.
Yes, he looks like a up-and-coming political talent, political office holder. I think he used to run the Silver Generation Office.
Right, right.
And we also have confirmed results from three seats. So we'll go with Mountbatten first, Mountbatten SMC. Lim Biao Chuang, 73.84%. People's Voice, 26.16%. It's an improvement of 2%.
Right.
Now we will have the confirmed results for Jurong GRC, led by Senior Minister Tharman. PAP winning 74.62% against the newest opposition party, RDU, 25.38%. This sees a swing against the PAP at 4.66%.
Right.
Any thoughts on Jurong?
Well, remember that on nomination day, Michelle Lee, speaking for RDU, Red Dot United, was saying people asked her why she was doing this, and she felt, she said that, people were cautioning her. I mean, asking her why she would stand against a team that's so strong for the PAP side. I mean, they were best in class in 2015, but she said that they're there because they do want to give voters a choice, and that even with their presence, the other side also would be more, forced to deliver quality to the residents. So it was quite an unusual slant to it, and she was very honest and realistic about the RDU's chances. But I guess there they were, and they did get into the meat of some policy discussions. Remember that Michelle Lee and Ravi Philaimon were members of the Progress Singapore Party, and they left about 2.5 months ago and put in their papers to set up a party, and they managed to get registered in time for GE2020. So the question is whether they will have the energy and the vision and the desire to continue, and whether we'll see them at the next election. But it does mean that to grow their audience, or rather their supporters, they have to continue to work the ground. I don't know if they will do it in Jurong GRC, given the very good results that the PAP team has scored, and obviously the support that the voters there have.
And Gillian, looking at the results so far, it appears that SM Taman's Jurong GRC is the best in class.
That's right. In GE2020 as well.
74%. Better than Rading Mas SMC, at 74 as well, but 74.03. And of course, PM Lee's Ang Mo Kio GRC, which is now the second best performing GRC at 71.91%.
Yeah, a 5-member team, but with 2 who are new, to the team there in Jurong GRC.
We also have a confirmed result from Bishan Toa Payoh GRC. This is led by Defence Minister Ng En Hen, and won quite comfortably, 67.26% against the only Singapore People's Party team, led by its Secretary General Steve Chia, 67.26 versus 32.74%, a swing of 6.33%.
Yeah. Well, Steve Chia is a recognized face in the political space in Singapore. He was previously a non-constituency member of parliament, but of course that was a while back. Yeah. So I think this team sort of just appeared in terms of the personalities, but not in terms of the party. The party has contested in
since 2011.
That's right. Yeah. So I guess SPP is going to have to work harder in refreshing the ranks and building up their profile over the next few years. But simply because the leadership is quite new. As we said earlier, the Chiams are no longer there. I'm sure they're still like patron saints of the party, but the leadership is new.
Steve Chia there, Secretary General, a new chairman.
That's right, correct. So they have to build up their what they stand for again, and what they really wish to propose to voters and Singaporeans. Yeah.
And looking at the results so far for the PAP team, it appears that this is one of the strongest showings from a PAP GRC team, at above 65%.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Back to the studio.
Right back on.
Hi. We have results in. Sing Si is missing, but never mind that for now, because the results for West Coast is in, and PAP has won West Coast. I unfortunately don't have the numbers now, but PAP has 71,545 votes and PSP has 66,871. This is for West Coast GRC. And we also have the numbers in for Bukit Batok SMC. So PAP's Murali Pillay has won with 54.8%, and SDP's Chi Sun Juan has 45%. Okay, so West Coast GRC is 51% to PAP and 48% to PSP. This is West Coast GRC, so it's a very, very close fight for this. Sembawang GRC is also in, and PAP has won Sembawang GRC. Yeah.
Yeah, so the West Coast GRC percentage is PAP at 51.69% against PSP at 48.31%. So that's the number just in. And for Bukit Batok SMC, it's PAP's 54.8% and SDP's 45.2%. Yeah.
There you go. Gosh.
We are down to last
Down
few.
to Sengkang.
Yeah.
Last few results.
GRC.
Yeah.
Where else?
Nisun GRC
Nisun
has
GRC.
been called. Pasir Ris Punggol hasn't been called. Marine Parade, we haven't got the results back for that.
Can we do a recap of the sample counts so that we can?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Sorry, give us a second. It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, we also don't have the numbers for Aljunied yet.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hougang too, right?
Yeah, and Hougang actually. So we're waiting for these.
But let's talk about West Coast then, right? I mean, 51.69% for PAP.
Yep.
48.31% for PSP.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was wow.
Yeah, so for West Coast
Photo
GRC,
finish.
the sample count is not much different from the final count. So for the sample count for PAP was 52% versus the final count was 51.69%. And for the sample count for PSP, 48, final count 48.31. So it's a very, very small. So what we're seeing right now is that the GRCs have very small differences in terms of the sample counts and the final counts, right? Yeah. I think something to note is also that Bukit Batok SMC for Dr. Chee Soon Juan, his performance from the previous by-election in 2016 has improved actually. Yeah, because in the previous 2016 by-election, he was at 38.8% against Murali Pillay at 61.2%, and now his final count is 45.2%. So that's 38.8 versus 45.2.
Good math.
So that's a
Quick math.
wow.
At 3 a.m.
I just said many numbers at one
3
time.
a.m. We'd like to interrupt Rachel with more insights and analysis from our experts. Over to you guys.
So we have confirmed results from West Coast GRC and Bukit Batok SMC as well. We are looking at, of course, the two opposition leaders there. So for West Coast GRC, PAP won with 51.69% against PSP team led by Dr. Tanjong Pagar, 48.31%. We are seeing a huge swing against the PAP at 26.88%, probably the largest swing in this election.
Yeah, well, we have to remember that West Coast GRC of the past, was one of the better performers, in 2015. So I think it's a very high bar, but of course, West Coast has changed now. From a 4-member GRC to a 5-member GRC, you can see that it was very close. It was very close, and I guess credit to Progress Singapore Party. The known face, of course, there is Dr. Tanjong Pagar. Hazel Phua has contested in elections before, so it's
This is
interesting.
the PSP A team.
It's the PSP A team, and they campaigned on. Ironically, we all know that Dr. Tanjong Pagar was really ambivalent about an election being held during the COVID pandemic, but he's also asking for transparency, accountability, and independence of state institutions, building on that message for quite a few years now, and we were waiting for him to translate that into a party movement. He wanted very much to create a coalition of opposition. As you know, one of the things that we always say about the opposition field in Singapore is that it's very fragmented. There are very many parties, and it's really hard to keep track of who's who and what are their manifestos. But you see, they've often come down to being able to work out, straight fights with the PAP, and you have it here. So Tan Cheng Bock was not able to do that coalition, and then in the end had to form his own party, Progress Singapore Party, and I suppose that's paid off quite well for a new party. The scores tend to hover around the very high 40s, and depending on what happens in Sengkang GRC, we'll know whether the NCMP seats will go to
to the west,
to the west, yeah.
Team, right? Because currently, from the results, this is the narrowest wing by a PAP team.
Yeah.
So there's a high possibility that we will see two members from the West Coast PSP West Coast GRC team.
Yeah.
But having said that, we also heard publicly that Dr. Tan Cheng Bock and Limang Wai is not going to take up the NCMP seat.
Yeah. So there'll be probably Jeffrey Koo or Mr. Loganathan or Ms. Hazel Pua taking them up. I mean, this is the scenario we're looking at, where Aljunied GRC, I mean, clearly, the sample count already indicates very strong showing for WP. So that's 5 members there, 5 plus Hougang, 6, and then Sengkang with 4. That gives us 10. And, there's provision for 12 opposition members of parliament. And so if West Coast is the best losing performer for the opposition, then PSP will have a presence in parliament.
Yes, and this brings us to another opposition leader, and it looks quite likely that Dr. Chee Soon Juan may not be in parliament as an SCMP. So I just share the results here, the confirmed results. PAP Murali at 54.8%. Chee Soon Juan at 45.2%, and it's a swing from the PAP 2015 result, a swing against the PAP at 18%.
Yes, so that's a margin that is close to 5%, much larger than the margin by which PSP lost West Coast GRC. Yeah, so...
We have one last confirmed result from Sembawang GRC. This is led by Education Minister Ong Ye Kung. PAP won with 67.29% against team at 32.
From NSP, National Solidarity Party.
At 32.71%. It's a swing against the PAP, a small one, 4.9% swing.
So it's a smaller swing than some of the other wards or constituencies. You'll see that on the slate of 5, the PAP slate features 2 new faces who are women, Ms. Mariam Jaffa and Ms. Po Lisan, both from the, right now, business sector.
Yes.
So that's quite an interesting.
Private sector.
Yeah.
It used to be all boys team with Minister Khaw Boon Wan and Amrin. So now we have
they've changed up the slate, and it's not hurt them too much. Clearly, yeah.
Okay. Back to the studio.
Welcome back, guys. Yeah. Sorry, please. Yeah.
Got echo.
Yeah. I think everybody's very tired and hungry now. I think Zhang Xing is having cup noodles.
Hi.
If y'all could just look at her and not stop looking at me.
No, why?
Because I'm all out of words.
I'm so lost without you.
Hey, okay, finally.
Hi.
Hi, mukbang channel now, we're changing now since GE is ending very soon.
So what's your favorite Maggi mee? Mine is chicken.
That's like that basic lah.
I don't really have like much choices, but the other two is a bit too exotic and too spicy for tonight.
Right.
Yeah, I think cup noodles are the best supper meal.
Oh, apparently I think we got latest results coming in also.
It's from Kebun Baru SMC. So PAP has won Kebun Baru. Yeah.
That is
That is
Henry
all, Tanya.
That is no.
Do you have
no,
anything to say to your YouTube friend or fans?
My YouTube friends.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know.
I guess
YouTube.
I guess hi. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for staying up with us.
Also, I think now it's official. The PAP can form the government after securing 54 of the 93 seats. So they've now got a simple majority. So it's official. They will be the next government. They'll be the government. They'll continue to be the government of Singapore.
Marine Parade GRC just in.
It's just in.
PAP has won Marine Parade GRC with 74,993 votes.
Alright. We will bring you more updates as soon as possible, as soon as we can. Mathematics now at 3:15 AM. Yeah. So far, how many constituencies are we left with?
So we're still waiting for Aljunied. We're still waiting for Hougang. Sengkang, definitely we're still waiting. We just received results for, just to quickly recap, West Coast, Sembawang, and Bukit Batok SMC, Jurong GRC. So these were just in quite recently. Okay, so just to recap for Kebun Baru SMC, PAP's Henry Quek has won with 63% of the votes and PSP has secured 37%. This is for Kebun Baru SMC.
Okay, so we're still waiting for 8 more constituencies. How do you guys feel so far about what we've seen? How do you guys feel about West Coast? So close.
West Coast, so close. Sorry, I think now it's too late. I think my brain a bit spoiled.
Alright, I think let's focus on people on the ground since Zhang Seng needs to eat her Maggi mee.
Pongo pass.
Yeah, anyone on the ground? Hello? Anyone? Okay.
Hi, I'm Rex from Mothership and we are at the PSP headquarters. The numbers for West Coast GRC has just come in and the PAP has won with 71,545 votes. For the PSP, they have 66,871 votes. There's a total of 1,645 rejected votes. We'll be back with more updates.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Gotcha, we're still alive. What were we talking about? We were talking.
Okay, so let me just give an update on Marine Parade GRC. PAP has won with 58% of the votes and Workers' Party at around 42.24%. Yeah, so this is for Marine Parade GRC.
Right. Boy band versus boy band, that's right. Yeah. We also have people down at the ground with at Sengkang with the PAP team. We try to give you some updates whenever we can. Yeah. I don't know. What do y'all? How's your? You haven't started eating yet?
Yeah, I haven't started eating my Maggi mee. I'm waiting for it to.
We cut to so many things just for you to eat, and then you can continue to work. What?
Sorry lah, and thanks.
And thanks. Right. Yeah.
Oh, Pasir Ris Punggol GRC is in. PAP has won with 64.15% of the votes. SDA secured 23.67% and People's Voice at 12.18%. So PAP wins Pasir Ris Punggol GRC.
See.
Maybe we can read some comments now. I don't know. Are yours
Still here. I can't believe you guys.
Still awake.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think my.
So we noticed that our colleague Tanya has been getting quite a few comments on YouTube.
So Tanya, can you tell us, is your nose real?
I'm sorry?
People saying your nose very nice, but
Yes, my nose is real.
yeah,
It's good to know.
good to know.
You're not Pinocchio.
Right, shout out to all the YouTube fans.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Shout
YouTube
out to you
fans.
guys.
Eugene Ho, this is not staged.
How to stage? If this is stage.
How to stage? Yeah, how to stage?
If this is stage, the stage spoiled already.
Yeah, man.
Someone is
Yeah.
asking. Someone says that Tanya looks like Sun Sherling.
Huh?
Damn.
Maybe the hair.
Then who does he look like?
Huh?
I look
Yeah,
like.
maybe it's the hair.
I don't know.
Or maybe Tanya look like a politician.
I see.
Xingqi shampoo brand.
Shampoo
Asked
brand.
by Victor.
Victor, my shampoo brand is water. It has water to clean.
Actually, do you soap your head
No, for what?
at all?
Yeah.
Then
It's a
your head
waste.
not smelly.
Yeah.
Why don't you smell it now?
No wait. I mean, like you put soap on every other part of your body, but you won't put soap on your head.
When I feel like it, I suppose.
And you feel like
Yeah. I feel pretty clean though.
I'm genuinely shocked. That's
Right.
news to me.
Right.
And
Stop
that's
talking
a-
about my head. This is dropping in the views.
Hey guys,
Yes.
so if Pasir Ris Punggol won 64.15%, right? Then there's SDA and then there's PV, the People's Voice, and also Singapore Democratic Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is one of them going to lose deposit?
Oh yeah. Can our expert Tanya with the real nose explain?
Oh my god, PV is
Okay,
12.18
so 12.18.
lah.
12.18. I think, okay, so if it goes by the 12.5%, right, then 12.18 is
They will lose
lower
your
than
deposit.
12.5%.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I see.
just
I guess
need a
that's
bit more.
that.
To keep
Yeah.
the money.
I
How
guess
much do you
that's
need to
that.
pay for the deposit
Uh,
for this year? Is it 14,000? or-
maybe around there.
Around
yeah,
14,000,
around
right?
13.
Is it 13.5? Is it?
Yeah, so that's when I last checked. 13,500.
Right.
Lam Wise say that.
Oh,
East
we
Coast
need to
I think we are
cut
cutting to DPM
somewhere
Heng's speech.
important.
Important. More important than us, of course.
Yeah.
I'll see you back when I see you. I'll take a nap first. Bye.
Dear residents of East Coast GRC, thank you for braving the long queue and the hot sun to cast your vote. My team and I thank you for your trust and support for us. With your mandate, we are determined to serve you better and to emerge stronger from this global pandemic crisis. We'll reach out to better understand your concerns and aspirations and work together with you to realize our East Coast plan, to build a more vibrant, caring, and green community. I also like to thank our party activists for your many years of hard work and to our many volunteers, as well as to members of the media and election officials for conducting these elections so well. Let me also thank the Workers' Party team for giving us a strong contest. 各位东海岸居民，各位东海岸选民，我们感谢您给予人民行动党的信任和委托，让我们继续为您服务。也感谢我们的党员多年来的努力， 以及公务员和媒体的工作人员，你们也辛苦了。我们将努力落实我们东海岸的发展计划，把东海岸打造成一个更宜居、更温馨的家园。谢谢大家。
Para penduduk GRC East Coast, terima kasih atas kepercayaan anda mengundi pasukan kami untuk berkhidmat seterusnya untuk anda. Terima kasih kepada anda yang telah keluar mengundi dalam cuaca hujan dan panas, dan juga kepada anda yang atas kesabaran anda kerana terpaksa beratur lama ketika mengundi siang tadi. Kami berjanji akan berusaha gigih untuk terus berkhidmat dan menunaikan janji kami melaksanakan Plan East Coast dan terus berkhidmat untuk anda. Saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada pasukan Parti Pekerja kerana pertandingan yang baik. Kami tahu bahawa kita semua adalah rakyat Singapura dan mahu yang terbaik untuk Singapura. Tidak kira siapa yang anda telah undi, ini adalah masanya untuk kita bersatu sebagai rakyat Singapura dalam kita memerangi wabak COVID-19 dan muncul lebih kuat lagi. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Okay, go already.
Alright, we are back to the studio.
Okay,
Anya?
so we have numbers in for Hougang SMC. So the Workers' Party's Dennis Tan has won with 61.19% of the votes, and PAP has secured 38.81%. So for those of you who don't know this, or I guess fun fact, so Hougang SMC is Singapore's longest held opposition ward and is known to be a WP stronghold. Yeah,
right.
And I think we have some colleagues on the ground now who will bring us some action from Hougang. Yeah.
That Hougang SMC has gone to the Workers' Party 61.19%, and everybody is shouting and waving their flags here. As you can hear, people are also chanting and blowing whistles. That's all I have for you today right now. Bye.
Oh my gosh, we should do a shout out for Shah.
Shout out to Shah.
Yeah. Shout out. I mean, I want to do a thumbs up, man, but I need to say the magic word first. But let's do it later. So Hougang, yeah, Workers' Party has retained Hougang at 61%. Are we expecting any new results coming in?
I think Tampines.
Yes, we have Tampines GRC. So PAP has won Tampines GRC with over 94,000 votes. I think there are numbers in for Holland Bukit Timah as well.
Right.
So PAP has won Holland Bukit Timah with 70,963 votes, and SDP has secured slightly over 35,000, near 36,000 votes. Yeah. Okay. So Tampines GRC, PAP has won 66% and NSP 33%.
Right.
Tampines GRC opposition is
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up, man. If the result is good,
thumbs up, man.
I guess Mr. Thumbs Up Man can. I mean, we love his spirit. Hope he can continue and work the ground and come back stronger next time, right? Okay. So we are left with a couple of more. We're left with Sengkang.
Sengkang and Aljunied.
Aljunied. I think Nisun as
Nisun
well.
as well.
Marsiling UT.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cameras on me again.
Can I just shout out to this guy commenting
please
on
shout
our Facebook page, who's still awake at this hour, Ray Ng,
Yeah,
who's
Ray Ng.
commenting the
Ray Ng.
results. Sometimes a bit faster than us, but it's okay.
Yeah, thanks for
Okay.
giving us that heads up.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Not the Channel 8 artist.
Someone on
Ray Ng.
YouTube asked why you haven't finished your Maggi mee.
Just eating
Yeah, I'll
slowly.
finish it faster.
Yeah. Are
I
you
mean-
guys hungry now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite brand Maggi mee?
You asked that twice, really.
Yeah.
Can't repeat your
No one
joke.
answered.
No one answered me.
No one answered that you asked
No one
twice.
We are
Wow,
also
yeah.
left with Marsiling UT. Haven't announced.
All the SMCs are announced. Am I right?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So we are really left with the
Aljunied, Masting
Sengkang.
UT, Nisun, and Sengkang. So 4 GRCs left.
Yep, now it's already 3:30.
Alright.
Wow.
Wow. I think
It's the latest I've ever worked, I think.
Yeah.
really.
But also, for those who are working tomorrow, you probably not staying up for this, right? I mean, today is probably
Of course
holiday.
not,
Tomorrow might not be a holiday for many people.
Yeah. I think the entire Mothership team is also busy at work. Yeah. Or rather looking very busy. We are just like, don't see us like we are just sitting here chilling or lepaking. We are doing, it's tough work, Tough work trying to keep talking for the last how many hours?
About 6 hours.
Almost 6 hours.
6 hours. 6 hours. So thank you guys for watching. For the 200 plus people still here.
Yeah.
And the 170 people on YouTube.
Do you think there's anyone there who's been watching since the start?
Wow.
If you have been, like, comment and let us know. We'll give you a shout
let
out.
us know.
Hey, give you a free shout out. Shout outs
Free
are free
shout out.
here, man.
Yeah, man. You wanna do shouts to your mother, father, fish,
Anyone's
dog,
birthday?
cat?
Oh wow, Nevin, you damn hardcore. Thumbs up to you.
He
Why,
says
who?
he's staying up, although he's working tomorrow. Damn.
Wow, damn.
Wow.
Over to the, we need to pass the mic to someone else, which is not us. Please cut.
We have our WP supporter who will tell us exactly what the atmosphere is like right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, it's unbelievable that, you know, you have such vibrancy and such life coming, you know, from everyone here. You don't expect that in Singapore. So it was like, for us, when we saw it, we were watching somewhere else, and then we said, we got to come down here where the action is. Yeah, so it's really great. It's just a very liberating experience for me.
And it has just been announced that the Workers' Party has won Hougang SMC. And how do you feel about that?
Yes, of course. Yes, I'm excited, very happy. I'm just now waiting for the other results to come in. But yeah, wonderful news.
And how many hours have you been around here?
Here I've been for about, I think, 2+ hours maybe. Yeah. So, and I plan to stay till, you know, the leaders come.
Okay, that's all we have for you right now. Thank you.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, as you can see, like, Hougang really just seems like a really different atmosphere to the rest of Singapore.
Yeah.
I think there are some they are not residents also, right? Perhaps just joining in, but do keep a safe distance from each other.
Please.
Yeah, really, the commuting cases are on the rise. Yeah.
Oh, Kelly Sia said that it's Bukit Batok SMC instead of Bukit Batok GRC. Please take note. Sorry. It's 3:30 a.m.
I need to go
and we're
somewhere,
gonna
guys.
cut.
No, we are not going anywhere.
Oh.
You are still with us. We are still live at Mothership Studio, which is technically not a studio. It's just a corner in our office that we think is nice. Back to the studio, guys.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning everyone. It's 3:30 a.m. We'll be going through the confirmed results of a few seats. We have 2 SMCs and 4 GRCs. The first one, Hougang SMC. Workers' Party has won, of course, 61.19% against the PAP candidate Leon Chuan, 38.81%. In terms of the swing towards Workers' Party, it's plus 3.5%. Gillian, what's your take?
Well, it's a strengthening of support there, and bear in mind that Mr. Dennis Tan is taken over from Peng Eng Huat, so it didn't damage support for WP by any means. We remember that Dennis Tan was NCMP, so actually for a party that says that it doesn't believe in the scheme, I think it's been helpful to its members, to have been NCMPs. And remember, that was a very, very hot topic during the hustings. WP warning of a complete opposition wipeout, and therefore, please really reconsider, the position and whether you would support the opposition. Otherwise, there'll be no check and balance, no diversity of views. And then the PAP saying that, well, it's an election tactic. None other than the Secretary General said, well, there are concerns on the ground, so it's unlikely that there'll be an opposition wipeout. But nonetheless, he and his members kept emphasizing that there is provision in Parliament for 12 non-constituency members of Parliament. Yeah, so there you have it. The WP, candidate now MP-elect was a former NC MP, and didn't hurt him.
Contested against a candidate who is actually more experienced and more seasoned, because Lee Hon Chuan was also the PAP candidate in the 2015 GE as well.
Sure, but you can see the contrast. East Coast was weak but hadn't fallen to the WP, and they sent their best 4G man, right, Heng Swee Keat. But Hougang and previously Potong Pasir, that was held by Chiam See Tong for 27 years. They had the PAP candidate work the ground for 2 or 3 rounds before Sitoh Ipin finally made that breakthrough. So in the same way, you have the PAP candidate here. He's not a high flyer, or he's not a minister or anything like that, and he's being made to till the ground there and see what kind of support he can build for himself, then have a lot of firepower move in and try and wrest it back from the WP. So there we have it. It's a win for the WP, and not so much a surprise, but nonetheless, a strengthening.
A very strong
support.
showing. Just now you mentioned about NCMPs, and
Yes.
if you look at the sample count for the Aljunied GRC as well, we will see another 2 former NCMPs who will be who are likely to be MP-elect, Leon
right.
Pereira and Gerald Giang.
That's right, yeah. And, they are the face of the refreshed WP. So we discussed how some members of the old guard, or certainly Lau Tia Kiang, has stood down. And then we, saw Peng Eng Huat stand down. We saw Chen Shao Mao stand down. But over time, you see the WP's been building up, a wider bench of potential leaders. So as you've mentioned, Leon Pereira and Gerald Giam. One person that didn't quite present himself for this election, who was also NCMP, is Daniel Goh. So he sort of made known that he is no longer going to be presenting himself as a candidate. He said that he was facing health issues. Yeah, so that's somebody who hasn't turned around that position of NCMP to take it forward. Another person that was working the ground in Sengkang actually was Lily Lian, who was MP in Punggol East after a by-election in 2013. And she was known to be sort of working the ground and presumably going to present herself as a candidate. But in the event, we see, that didn't come to fruition. But in fact, we do have an interesting team in Sengkang, and by the sample count, it's still a bit too close to call, but it is WP with 53% based on that sample count. And that's really the surprise of the evening. The team came from out of the blue, and, now with the distinct possibility of actually taking resting Sengkang from the PAP.
And we'll just share another confirmed result. An SMC, Kampong Baru, Henry Quek won with 62.97% against PSP 37.03%. Back to the studio.
All right, we have the latest from Sengkang. Tanya, please take it away.
Yes, okay, so the latest numbers are in for Sengkang. The Workers' Party has won with 52.13% and PAP has secured 47.87%. This is for Sengkang GRC.
Yes, So this is, I would say, it's an unexpected result for this election, right?
How does it fare against the sample count?
Sample count, right. So for the sample count, it was 53% for WP, and the final result is 52%. So I would say it's pretty close.
Oh, pretty close.
Sengkang GRC.
Right.
Yeah.
We have like colleagues on the ground in Sengkang. So once they have like maybe found some people to talk to, or like they manage to get a hold of the candidates, we will like show them on screen.
Yep.
So we are going live now to the ground, and please take it away, guys.
Hi, so we're here today at the Workers' Party HQ, and we just received results for Sengkang GRC. So for Sengkang GRC, the Workers' Party has won 52.13% of votes, and the PAP has won 47.87%. So yes, it was a very close fight with the WP winning. Yes, and
Yes, that's our colleague Jane on the ground. Pardon her, it's 3:40 a.m. We are all having a breakdown now. So we are still left with a couple of more GRCs. Three more. Aljunied, Nisun, and
Aljunied come out already now?
No. Aljunied, Nisun, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I say it's two, right?
Aljunied and Nisun.
I think it's only Aljunied
That's
and
it.
Nisun, yeah.
I think,
the night is coming to an end very soon.
Yeah.
We will cut somewhere, but I don't know where. Let's go somewhere, guys.
Hi, this is Eileen for Mothership, and we are in Sengkang GRC. Specifically, we are at Enquiries, where we've just heard that the Workers' Party has won Sengkang GRC, and the numbers are 52.13% for Workers' Party and 47.87% for the PAP. So we are currently in the press room. There's an area for the press where the PAP candidates will be addressing the media shortly. So we will get back to you when they are going to enter the room. And yes, those are all the updates from Sengkang GRC right now.
Back to us.
Yeah. I think Sengkang's win is actually kind of historic in a sense. It's a new GRC. Right, it's a brand new GRC, and it's taken by Workers' Party for the first time at 52% over 47%.
Yeah, I can only imagine the reaction and outcome right now.
Yeah, Sengkang's
going wild.
Sengkang GRC's Workers' Party team has Herting Ru, Louis Chua, Raisa Khan, and Jamus Lim. Yeah, so pretty interesting, historic.
All right. Sorry, I'm going to disturb you. Please,
Yep.
we need to head to the studio to listen to the real experts.
So the surprise result of the night, Sengkang GRC, we have a confirmed result now. Workers' Party has won Sengkang GRC with a vote share of 52.13%. The PAP team at 47.87%. Julian, what are your thoughts?
This is the upset result, isn't it? Because you really had a heavyweight minister in the form of Ng Chee Meng helm that team for the PAP. Then on the other hand, you have quite a young team on WP's side. Of course, Herting Ru, as we said, has contested in an election before, but the other three candidates are fresh faces.
Yes.
I think what really mattered was the fact that they tried to appeal to the voters to say that we are young people, but we have young families and we have young children. I think that message came across very clearly. Then, of course, the backgrounds of those candidates. Ms. Khan is somebody who works in civil society, which is something that appeals to millennials, appeals to voters who are up to 40-year-olds, you know. And I think her presence also reminds people that, and she emphasized this, and I think the media emphasized it, she is the daughter of somebody who had wanted to contest in the presidential election in 2017 and was not successful then. So I think there's that sense of her representing something, the state institutions, but also, there's just broader interest in the welfare of, minorities and also the disadvantaged. And I think her social media exposure is quite helpful in that sense. She's seen helping Rohingya refugees. She had to balance that out with some negative messaging. Well, actually, in a way, self-inflicted, because these were questions about whether there was fair treatment for certain religious groups versus others, certain racial groups versus others, and also the foreigner versus the local. So quite controversial, and there may be a bit of a cloud hanging over her with regard to that. So we'll see. But clearly they are all MPs elect from here on.
Yes,
and then MPs.
And if some people call this the COVID-19 election, if this is also called the online or social media election, we do have at least 2 out of the 4 Workers' Party candidates with high social media profile during the campaigning period. Of course, you have Dr. James Lim as well, and then of course Raisa Khan.
Yeah.
And I think in the last few days of the campaign, there is also social media buzz on He Ting-ru, and He Ting-ru and her husband Terence.
Right. Yeah. And I think there's that authenticity, because they were talking about how they cope, and also their belief in giving people, voters at least, the option of a different party than the PAP. So they were quite engaging, especially because it's a husband-wife team, and they talk about their journey into politics. Yeah. So we'll remember that quite well. So what then of Mr. Ng Chee Meng, who's Secretary General at the NTUC? I think that's a position that's usually associated with a heavyweight PAP minister. So tends to be that that position is occupied by someone who also is seen to be minister in government, so that the workers have the assurance that there is that heft put to what the NTUC head does, and that symbiotic relationship between the PAP and NTUC is, represented by that straddling between, leading the NTUC and also having a ministerial portfolio in the Prime Minister's office. So I wonder what will become of that, and I'm sure there's going to be quite serious thinking about that going forward. But certainly, I think Ng Chee Meng can continue to have that position and that profile as the head of NTUC. It's just whether for the union movement, they lose that linkage to the government.
We have another update from Aljunied GRC.
Right.
So Workers' Party won with a 59.93% vote versus a PAP team at 40%.
Okay.
I understand that we are going to the studio, back to the studio. Yeah.
Hey, we are back to the studio. We are going. Yeah, we're going to Aljunied very. No. Tanya is going to say something first. Yes.
Oh, okay. So just to recap, WP has won Aljunied GRC with 60% of the votes. Yeah, I think now we are gonna head down to Aljunied. Yeah.
Just head down.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Hougang. Right now, we have just received results that the Workers' Party team in Aljunied GRC has won with 59.93%, and the Workers' Party supporters behind me are all celebrating. Take a look behind.
Anyone need to do a final check? Anyone need to do a final check? Okay.
Right, we are live here at the Sengkang PAP HQ. Okay, we are live now at the Sengkang PAP HQ. PAP candidates are come. They're walking in right now. Okay, so as you know today, WP has won Sengkang GRC with a vote share of 52.13%. Yeah, so we are waiting for PAP team to speak to the media soon. Our reporters on site are saying that they are making their way to the HQ. So we have more updates when we will have them. Anyway.
Hi everyone, thanks for waiting. I know it's been a long night. They'll come in and Mr. Ng will probably just say a few words. They're not likely to take questions. I know you will ask, but not likely to take questions because I think obviously they will need to regroup and discuss things further. So just waiting for, because they came in separate cars, so just waiting for the other three to arrive and then they'll come in. Okay. Everyone holding up okay? Yeah. The spot, is it? The spot. The spot. In what sense? To get here? No.
go back to the scene when the candidates go back. Can I sit down now? Yes. Let's slowly sit down. Let's slowly sit down. Okay. Please don't lose me.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
The
So
muscular control was very impressive.
yeah. We're gonna get the two experts to round up the results, and when we have Sengkang PAP team ready, we'll bring you back to the scenes.
Yep.
Right, so the big news of today, of course, is Sengkang GRC. And in fact, the Mothership team interviewed the whole Sengkang GRC PAP team just three days ago. And what we could recall, I think, from what Minister Ng Chee Meng has told us is that, he has a team that's able to get the ground running. It's a team that has got top plans and action as well. They will be able to start, I think, providing plans for the Sengkang GRC residents.
Right.
So
but I guess it didn't garner enough support, and so it's not a huge landslide victory for the WP anyway. But as we can see, first past the post, just slightly over 2%. More support for the WP. Yeah.
So again, for this election, I think Workers' Party has created history by winning its second GRC.
Second GRC, yeah.
Yes. So now in Parliament, Workers' Party will have 10 parliamentarians.
But also, from the looks of it, we have West Coast GRC, which has lost by a sliver. To the team led by Minister Iswaran in the PAP. So being best losers, there is a likelihood that we'll have another party in Parliament.
Hi, very good morning. Well, the Sengkang team from the PAP, obviously the results didn't quite go the way we had wanted, but we want to thank the different activists, volunteers, sisters and brothers that have stepped up to help in our campaign and to serve our residents. In the last few weeks, it has been a wonderful journey in Sengkang, walking the town, talking to different residents. The smiles, the welcoming hellos, and especially the kids that I met really warmed our hearts. But unfortunately, given the results tonight, I can only say thank you for voting for us, for supporting the PAP team. My team and I will have to evaluate and regroup and see how we can do better. In the days to come, well, we will spend some time looking at what is the plan for the future. But let me reiterate the heartfelt thank you to all the different volunteers, activists that have stepped forward to help in the campaign. You have done your best. You can hold your head up high. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, let us take some time to regroup and evaluate the different factors. There probably will be multifaceted issues that the team will have to deal with. And let us discuss with colleagues and get a thorough understanding of the ground again, in Sengkang area especially, and then we can plot our way forward. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for staying up all night for this. Yeah. Have a good rest. Thank you.
Good evening. First of all, we'd like to thank our opponents, the PAP candidates, for a clean and decent fight. We've actually had very interesting conversations with all of you, and we look forward to further engagement in the future. We'd also like to thank Singaporeans from afar who've come down to wish us well, to show their support, and to really help us out in this campaign. I would also like to thank the voters of Sengkang. Thank you so much for the trust and the leap of faith that you have taken in our team here today. We will work hard to make sure that this trust is not misplaced. I would also like to thank all the officials today for working through very challenging situations, a very difficult polling day, and staying up late to get us through counting as well. Finally, we could not have done this without our volunteers. Without Lilian, without Chung Yong, who've been working on the ground for more than 10 years, we really would not be here today. And we really owe a huge debt of gratitude to them. So many of you have come out in support of us. We are really, really, truly grateful. And we are so happy to be able to stand up here today. Thank you so very much for rallying around us, for supporting us, for walking with us. The number of young people who have come out to walk with us, to volunteer, who've actually expressed their interests and their hope for a better future of Singapore has really touched me. And I actually feel that this is really important for the future of our country. And this bodes very, very well for us. Finally, to the residents of Sengkang, we work for all of you. Tomorrow, we start work. Thank you.
各位盛港的选民，谢谢这一路来许许多多居民与义工的支持与帮助。谢谢你们给予我们团队的信任，我们万分感激。这只是起点，未来的路途充满着希望，而我们的工作任重道远。我们在接下来的5年会努力不懈，不遗余力为盛港居民服务，创造属于你们的未来。谢谢。
To Singaporeans, thank you for standing me throughout this entire campaign. Words can't describe how grateful I am for your support, and I hope I will do you proud, and I look forward to representing you in Parliament. Dan kepada para penduduk Sengkang, terima kasih di atas kepercayaan yang diberi kepada saya. Terima kasih.
It warms the cockles of our hearts to be able to work for the people of Sengkang and for all Singaporeans. We hope that we have inspired you, all of you, to believe that the dream of an alternative future is only as far away as the courage to seize the opportunities that come your way, only as difficult as the passion you bring to pursue what you believe to be right, and only as difficult as your willingness to put your nose down to the grind and make it happen. Thank you for making this journey with us. It was every one of you who believed that this was possible that has now made what has happened tonight a reality. And together, our team will work for a brighter future for Sengkang and for Singapore. Kamsia Sengkang.
had enough of me.
So Bhutan, will you run in the next election? Will you run in the next election?
Sure.
Okay.
You run with me.
Would you take up the NCMPC?
Me? No lah. No, I think we've got so many of the younger chaps. Let them have a few. Huh?
And who would you recommend? For the
No, I'll have a committee, and then we'll decide. Okay?
How do you feel about narrowly losing out to PAP?
I think we won in a way because they wanted a massive mandate. I don't think they got that mandate, you know. It was I think the percentage went down quite a lot. You see, for my West Coast, 70 over, now only 40, 30 over. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Tan.
Bye-bye.
So we just heard from Dr. Tanjong Pagar, but before that we have also listened to a thank you speech by the Sengkang GRC MP-elect. And a couple of days ago, the Mothership team actually spent some time speaking to the 3 out of 4 of the Workers' Party Sengkang GRC team. And looking at their background, I think all 4 of them have very young children, children under the age of 3 years and below actually.
Right.
And some of the things that they shared with the Mothership team was that they wanted to, of course, bring their own diversity of experiences into Parliament. And a couple of things that they mentioned in terms of the concerns of Sengkang residents is with regards to the cost of living.
Okay.
They are going to they will be doing something about that. They will want to improve in terms of the waiting times for childcare center access as well. There was something that a couple of the candidates, James especially, brought up. And the other thing that they have also mentioned is they would like to see more coffee shops. A greater density of coffee shops in the Sengkang area.
Yeah. So if you go to that area, the new flats are built in a way that is different from the traditional way that HDB estates are built. So there's sort of a kind of a circular setup in many of the estates in Sengkang. The blocks form like a fortress, and there are not that many kopitiams in that area. So it must have been a stage in the design of HDB that makes it sort of a bit different. I think there's also different populations there, foreign populations there, so those things need to be sorted out. But you see, of course, now that they've rested the GRC, the WP team also has to ensure that they have a good plan for managing the town council. This is exactly what is well within their ability to deliver. There might be some things that are infrastructural development that are outside of what they can promise, but they must really think very seriously about the town council and the handover process. Of course, some rules have now been adjusted after the TC saga, but they have to be very careful, proceed carefully, and know that the scrutiny and the kind of attention that's going to be given to that aspect is very key. So call the tenders, make sure there are vendors, make sure everything is done with due diligence to kind of the management of monies and how money is spent and how things are recorded and the sinking fund. These are all aspects that we've learned from the past, and hopefully this new team will really take seriously.
Hopefully they've learned the lessons from Aljunied Town Council as well. Just now they gave their thank you speeches. Jillian, what's your initial impressions? Did anything strike you in what they said?
Well, I think the key thing is that they are committed to giving diversity of views. But, that's what I'm trying to say. Now that they're MPs, it's not just views, but they're going to have to deliver, good governance locally. And I think they're going to have to balance that. They didn't mention that bit. So yeah. So that's why I thought, you know, I would bring that up.
And what I can recall from their speeches just now was, I think, a remark made by James, right? It warms the cockles of my heart. It was a line that went viral online on the Mothership video as well. So as you can see, it's a very young team, a team that's quite media savvy and knows how to, I think, provide that type of sound bites to a younger generation.
Yeah, of course. Key thing is to recognize that, you know, the sentiment and the vibe of political activism is so different these days. I mean, the COVID pandemic has caused us to be all online, to do rallies online, but it's quite a different order of things for the younger people who are digital natives, who live in social media. And so the engagement in terms of communication has to be quite different. And I guess they've managed to, you know, change that up vis-a-vis the old WP and vis-a-vis the other parties, certainly the People's Action Party. Another party that's done that very well is the Progress Singapore Party, and you see that they had the virtual town halls, and what's different about that is that you have the candidates who are not just talking to each other, but they're welcoming comments and questions on Facebook Live and taking that and responding. So, you know, you're getting closer to the citizen that way. And so let's see if the WP has innovative ways for engagement. And I think that it's clear that the PAP is government and that they have the majority in the House. But they're also going to have to change up their engagement techniques. They've also said, Heng Swee Keat had said that in thinking about COVID and moving to a COVID new normal and post-COVID, that there will be far more engagement to get people's views and also co-create that post-COVID world. Yeah. So I think everybody's going to be thinking hard about the modalities for engagement, and the technology now allows for it.
And just now we heard from Dr. Tanjong Pagar as well. There was a reporter who asked whether he's going to run, whether he's going to contest again, and he said yes. And
he said yes, and I'm going to make you run with me.
Yes. and the other thing that, of course, he mentioned was the performance of the ruling party in general.
Okay.
And so in 2020, I think the share of total valid votes for the PAP is 61.24%.
Yeah.
That's
different from 69.9 in 2015.
Closer to 2011, 60.1%. Yeah. So, Gillian, any initial thoughts about the vote share?
Well, I think as we went through the hustings, it didn't feel like there was such intensity of, you know, to almost 8-9%, you know, kind of ambivalence about the PAP. It didn't feel that way. So it's actually quite a surprising swing. But I think where you see the swings are in places where the opposition candidates are quite special, quite unique, quite different, and also with the newcomer PSP making inroads, you know, with usually 40, at least 40% of the votes. Yeah. So in a way, it's actually the opposition doing better, that I think has eroded the PAP's share,
especially
than the PAP
Party.
losing it. Right, the Workers' Party. Yeah.
Thanks, Gillian. Back to the studio.
All right, welcome back. It is 4:12 a.m. and it's the end of our show, I suppose. Any thoughts on this GE for you guys? For Zhang Xing, maybe?
It's been a very tiring 2 weeks. But I think it's worthwhile also lah. I think everyone has been waiting for 5 years. And then this is, the results. And next 5 years is also very important.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Drew?
I mean, it's been an election like no other, right? Like online and everything like that, and there were just lots of twists and turns the whole way. So much drama, so much different events, and right till the very end, it kept this surprise. So yeah, exciting times.
Rich?
I only have 2 words. I think it's been hopeful and painful.
Right.
That's all I'll say.
Okay, Tanya, will you share? I know you're Android, you have no feelings, but do you have any feelings now?
I have no feelings as usual. No, I
Right.
think it's probably because it's like 4 a.m.
But you do have some things to inform us, right?
Yes, I do have some things to inform y'all. So, to close off, we'll just recap with the biggest surprises or the biggest battles, I guess, for tonight, and kind of just recap as to what happened. So for East Coast GRC, we see that PAP has won with 53% of the votes. For West Coast GRC, we see PAP winning with 51.69% and PSP at 48.31%, so very close fight there as well. For Sengkang GRC, the WP has won with 52.13%. For Aljunied GRC, the WP has also held on to that constituency with 59.93%. As for, I think there are also 2 SMCs where the opposition has done pretty well, I think. So for Bukit Batok SMC, PAP has secured 54.8% and SCP has secured 45.2%. And for Bukit Panjang SMC, PAP has won with 53.74% and SDP at 46.26. Yeah, so I think that's it for me. You can see the summary table that we have very helpfully provided.
Right. We have some last words with our experts. Let's go back to the studio.
So we are going to just, I think, do a wrap up in terms of what have, I think, what are some of the things that, the highlights of GE2020. I think one thing that's clear, I think, in everyone's mind, of course, is the surprise result at Sengkang GRC.
Yeah.
And also a very good performance by the Workers' Party team and of course the PSP team as well.
Yeah.
Gillian, what's your take?
Well, in addition to those points, East Coast GRC is still held by the PAP. It was always going to be challenging, but Heng Swee Keat has delivered East Coast GRC safely. Not a huge margin, but it as we said, it would be a tight race. So that's the first one. In addition to your points, then I would say also you see that in the SMCs where the PAP incumbent stayed, then you see a stronger support for that incumbent. That's quite important to note. The other things were that I think there was sort of more potential in the use of social media. In the hustings, we didn't see that very much. I think the best in class was, in terms of use, was the PSP,
yes.
doing its virtual town hall meetings where there's really engagement with the ground or the audience, bringing up their comments and questions and engaging them. But still, I think what really set the tone of the debates were what we saw on television, actually mainstream television, and so the themes of 10 million in Singapore,
Yes.
The themes of opposition wipeout, and then things like that came through mainstream media. I think the big story for tonight is really Sengkang GRC. Of course, congratulations to the Workers' Party team, and then we've got to see how they manage the town council there, and then of course the future of Mr. Ng Chee Meng.
Yes.
He still probably will retain his position at NTUC, but that will be quite severe sort of setback or shock in terms of, the progress of the 4G leaders. But certainly Heng Swee Keat is still there, and he's got a whole range of other 4G leaders and new candidates that the party can draw on.
So just to sum up as well in terms of numbers, 61.24% for the PAP, slightly higher than its performance in 2011.
Yes.
In terms of numbers, again, 10 Workers' Party parliamentarians now, possibly 2 NCMP seats for PSP.
Yes, from the team in West Coast GRC, yeah.
So
it's quite surprising actually, because we going in, we thought that this is being held on the back of the COVID crisis, and there would be a flight to safety among voters, and therefore they'd go for a team that's been in place and want the PAP to carry on what it was doing. But in the event, we see that some did well, and then there are other seats and wards that didn't do well, especially when the opposition team had a special, unique character, Tanjong Pagar, because of who he was, and then the Sengkang team because how they appeal to people like themselves in Sengkang.
And not forgetting the 2 SMCs where the SDP candidates run quite closely. So you have the SDP Secgen, Chee Soon Juan, and SDP Chairman Paul Tambaya as well.
Yeah. But certainly we are not likely to see them in Parliament. I think we'll have to continue to track them as a party, and I think they will we'll hear from them with their policy statements now and then. But I guess it's regrettable. For them, because they've been trying very hard, especially Dr. Chee Soon Juan. But in that case, Murali Pillay holds the seat, and he's been working the ground for a very long time, but him being a minority didn't stop him from being able to hold the seat outside of a by-election.
My initial observation is in terms of seats, I think the PAP still have a very strong mandate in terms of the parliamentary
and the opposition
majority.
was not able to deny them a super majority, so they do have that.
And it also appears that maybe the youth, the young Singaporeans have spoken in Sengkang GRC.
Yeah, a very strong voice, and very important to pay attention to that, I think, certainly for the PAP, and look at the candidates and see if there's something that they can improve upon. But you of course didn't see that diversity in the PAP Sengkang team, gender at least, and I think that if you have young families, then we're the women,
So we are going to have very young parliamentarians in Parliament. We have a 26-year-old MP-elect and a 33-year-old MP-elect as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you everyone. I mean, thanks for watching our live show. We have very young voters watching our live show as well. First-time voters, second-time voters. Thank you for all your support in following us throughout the last 9 days of the GE campaigning.
Well, 10 and plus polling day.
Yes. Gillian, any final thoughts, words of wisdom to our young friends?
No, but I think that it's important that you track what's happening in the country. But there are certain issues, especially given that we are in this COVID crisis, that are very, very critical. But you have that potential to shape, Singapore in your special and unique way as a generation. I think that's what WP is saying. But also the PAP is saying that it's going to redouble its efforts to engage, because the crisis has presented new conditions and new solutions will be required. So, I think there'll be a lot of scope for Mothership.SG's audiences to play a role in going forward.
Yes, and we'll do our best to continue to provide accurate, entertaining news for our young audience. Right. So stay tuned. Back to the studio.
All right, before I end the show, just like to thank our hardworking crew behind the camera.
Yes, thank
our two
you.
experts who joined us today, who spent like 7 hours with us. And of course, the viewers at home, the 157 people at home right now. Yeah, it's been, okay, before I really end the show, it's been a very intense, 10 days. Yeah, and I think Singapore is, divided somewhat. But I hope tomorrow when we wake up, we can just make peace with each other and do things for the flag, all right? Do things for the flag, okay? All right, if the result is good for Singapore, thumbs up, man! Good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you.